Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, the final day here of the StarCraft Evolution League Championship Round of 16 Group Stage Group D. I'm of course your side VIP with you and joined by these amazing players, by the who in chat and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all. It's been an intense week of StarCraft, non-stop StarCraft, papi. But we are finally here with the finale of the Round of 16. It's been a blast to jump back into StarCraft Evolution. Again, we did take a bit of time off from SE Evo, a little bit, as we were focusing on the Esports World Cup, on Home Story Cup, on Fusion Esports League, and all the other major tournaments that were going on. But now we can focus on some SE Evo action, bearing in mind that the playoffs are going to be this weekend. The playoffs, they are going to be this weekend here. And we won't be able, I don't think we'll be able to cover it live, unfortunately, but we can cover it via replays next week as well. Bear that in mind, as SE Evo Championship is coming to an end, but we are here to confirm and to figure out which players will make it through into those playoffs. We already have most players confirmed, but now we have our final group, our group of 4. Let's go. Let us go as we can switch our teams over and catch up on the group itself. From the top, we do have Group D. We have 1 Terran, 2 Protoss, and 1 Zerg. We have Spirit, Creator, Rogue, and ReBellioN. Here we go. And this is going to be an interesting group. It's going to have some players that are veterans of SE Evo, that are familiar with the scene, others that are not, and some wild cards in the mix as well. A player that I would call a wild card here is Spirit. Spirit, he was very engrossed in SE Evo during the off-season. Last year specifically, before EWC was announced, when the Esports World Cup circuit was announced, and when we had DreamHack Dallas, and we had Star Zagora, and all the big events did begin, Spirit, he stopped playing. He stopped competing in SE Evo, which does make sense. He started focusing on StarCraft 2. Because of that, there's a big period in time this year where he was not really touching much of SE Evo at all, as he was focusing on his StarCraft 2 endeavors, which makes plenty of sense. And most players were doing this. Spirit was one of them that, again, did take a big step back from StarCraft Evolution last year when we had the off-season, when Spirit was dedicating more time to SE Evo. I would have said that he was the best Terran in the world in StarCraft Evolution, 100%. This is before Beyond started playing, of course. Before Beyond stepped in, like Spirit, he was the best Terran, and he even got the Goliath nerfed quite heavily. He, if you remember, it was a mass Goliath last year in StarCraft Evolution Championship number 1, the first season. Season 1 was when Spirit did pop off and did get a bunch of units nerfed for Terran. But again, now because it's so many months later, because he's been less active, I don't really know what to expect out of Spirit. We have seen him a little bit, like once in an SE Evo weekly, like once every couple of months sort of thing, and he's been having some lackluster performances. So yeah, in the new meta of SE Evo and a new era of SE Evo, I'm curious to see how Spirit handles himself. If this was a Spirit that was dedicating more time, then I would favor him to make it out, for sure. I would say Creator and Spirit would make it through, but now I don't know if I can say that with any certainty. So Spirit is going to be an interesting one to watch. Likewise, Creator, he is a player that I guess kind of similar to Spirit. He is a player that did not play SE Evo until off-season of this year. After EWC, after all these big offline events did conclude, then Creator started playing SE Evo only a couple of weeks ago. It's been only a couple of weeks. Creator, he was playing in the StarCraft Evolution Masters Nation Wars show match between Russia and Korea. Like, Creator, he played in that. Creator, I want to say he played in a recent show match as well, on top of that. So Creator, he's been playing a little bit more SE Evo again over the past couple of weeks, maybe I would say a month at most, like a month at most, and he has been getting some pretty good results. Like Creator, he's been excelling. Again, a newer addition to the SE Evo kind of scene, and he's been doing quite well for himself, and I've been very impressed with his performance, with his play, especially against some of the other veteran players. I would actually pin Creator as almost a sure thing to make it out of this group. Scrolling down, we have ReBellioN. ReBellioN, he's a long-standing member of the SE Evo community. He's been around for a very long time, but what I will say is that ReBellioN has consistently been around the middle of the pack, right? Alongside players like Adashi, for example, like Luna C as well. Maybe even above them. I think I would place ReBellioN slightly above Adashi, slightly above Luna C, but still below players like Hero, players like Classic, players like Creator as well. Like, I would say he's slightly below. Obviously good enough to be here in the round of 16, but is he good enough to make it into the playoffs? That I'm a little bit less certain of. And then finally we have Rogue. Rogue, the, of course, legend himself, one of the best Zerg players in all of StarCraft 2. But what I will say is that he is similar to Gumiho and Cure in the sense that he hasn't really played much SEVO at all. He's one of the players that has been invited in, and we've seen how some of these players have been struggling, specifically Gumiho and Cure. Both of them, both Gumiho and Cure, they both have been struggling with Brood War, with the Brood War side of things. They both had to heavily rely on SE2 to make it through the round of 28 and to compete in the round of 16 as well. Like, they had to dedicate a lot of time, they had to rely heavily in their series on their SE2, and they really did struggle with the Brood War side of things. And I expect something similar here for Rogue, just because Brood War Zerg plays so differently to SE2 Zerg. We'll see. We'll see if some of those skills translate a little bit better than his Terran counterparts. We'll see if they do translate better. We'll see if they don't. So yeah, Rogue in my mind is going to be a bit of a question mark. I do lean maybe a little bit more towards Creator and Spirit, but I mean, I just mentioned how because Spirit has been less active in SE Evo, like I'm less certain, I'm less confident in kind of saying that Spirit can make it through over someone like Rogue. It's yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a toss-up. We'll see. Like, I'm more confident in Creator than anyone else, but we're about to jump in. We're about to jump into said group. We'll see how they fare amongst each other. Every week is an intense week of StarCraft here. True. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong, Pap. You're not wrong. Aye. But here we go. We're jumping into our first series of the broadcast. Jumping into Spirit versus Creator. A banger already here. Not gonna lie, a brutal matchup. And we'll see how they compare. Let's go. Let's jump in. We have one of the, I guess, quote-unquote, veterans of SE Evo that's been away for quite some time. And we have one of the newer faces facing up. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Terran, the Blue Protoss player himself, the Brood War Protoss. It is Creator. Here we go. Again, so we have Spirit rocking SE2, so it might be a little bit more comfortable here. Creator, I'm excited to feature his Brood War Protoss just because even though I mentioned how he's been getting some really good results in show matches recently and has been actively competing over the past month in SE Evo, I have not had the luxury of casting him. I haven't had the chance to cast him. I haven't had the chance to feature him on the channel until now. So I am ready. Ready to see how much time he has been dedicated to StarCraft Evolution. For the time being, we do have our standard initial openers. Everything so far is looking normal. Everything so far looking stable. So far. I don't really know if Creator or Spirit really want to cheese too much. I mean, Spirit is 100%. He's we have seen Spirit all in quite a bit, specifically in this matchup. That's mainly applicable to StarCraft 2, though. Creator does pull away, gets a couple of shots in on the workers, and then does back up. Here, pulls away, backs up. I say that we'll successfully delay and block the CC quite a bit, actually. We were banking up over 100 extra minerals there, so a bit of a shaky start here for Spirit. A little bit inefficient here by a couple of seconds. Not the biggest of deals, but a nice start for Creator nonetheless. From here, we're expecting Creator to head into a more robo-based opener, robo-based play, but we have seen players embrace a more gateway-heavy style, going into Dragoon range, followed by charge, followed by an Nexus gateway explosion. But there it is, robo after the gateway. We're expecting a Bay, we're expecting a Reaver drop. Creator, he's played some SE Evo. He knows, he knows. I also know that, again, he's good friends with Bjorn, he's good friends with Shin, so I know that they were able to drag Creator into SC Evo ahead of time before the championship. It was really cool to see. Again, I know it's something that Creator didn't really want to focus on until after the circuit. till after EWC. So we'll see how he fares. Oh, and as we're opening up with the Reaver drop, we do have Cyclone production out of Spirit going into Macville accelerators. Okay. Looks like we plan on making it up. I haven't been casting too much of Spirit's TVP as of late, but that's going to be a third. Geez, very greedy here. Third CC before Starport. Before Starport, before second factory, before second rack. So very greedy here from Spirit. And he should get away with it. Yes, Creator's going to be harassing with Reavers. True. He's going to be harassing, he's going to be getting some damage, but he won't be able to punish this. He won't be able to break his opponent, won't be able to kill. Especially with Cyclone production here, this is going to be a good answer to the shuttle. If the Cyclones can get a lock on, then the shuttle can be shut down. Here we go, second factory, so we have confirmation, of course, this is going to be mech. And we'll see how Creator does fare. As the shuttle is out, we have shuttle speed on the way. Graviton thrusters. Just waiting for the first Reaver. Then we'll be heading up. And the observatory behind this. And so much of this is going to be heavily reliant on that first lock-on. Can Spirit catch out the shuttle? Can the shuttle escape? Can Creator harass? And here he comes. And again, shuttle speed is still only halfway done. There's a higher chance that the Creator is going to be punished. Comes down to his reaction time. This Creator is expanding. Creator, he does expand. His way towards the main. If he goes too far in, and if he gets caught too far in, yeah, there's no shot. There's no shot with 4 Cyclones. The shuttle's going to be shut down. The lock-ons are brutal, and the shuttle does fall. Takes out the shuttle. We'll lose 1. We'll lose 2 Cyclones, but that's a better trade here for Spirit. Spirit just shutting down Creator. Ay. And a rough start for our Korean Protoss. Oof. And again, this does feel like a hard counter to a Reaver drop. Of course, Spirit, he didn't scout. He hasn't scouted at all. He's seen nothing. But because the meta has been so prevalent and so... this is just such a common build. It's just such a common opener. We see it in, what, 80% of PVTs, and this is just a really good hard counter. Ay. Just to lie in wait and just to hope that the shuttle does go into the bases. This also kind of excites me in the sense that this kind of build, this kind of style, it should be promoting more scouting or more conservative play out of Protoss players. Of course, the meta is still kind of like shaping over time. And we'll see how things change throughout the course of the championship. Lock-on's going up, gets one of the Dragoons. Dragoon does pull away. Meanwhile, a big shout to Rowdy. Esther Rowdy. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Oh my god. 2 years. 2 years of support. Esther Rowdy. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well. No. So now, we are just embracing the mech here. We have Blue Flame on the way. We got +1 vehicle weapons on the way as well. We have a couple of Widow Mines in the mix, which is going to be an interesting addition here. Widow Mines and Banshee production. So Spirit just embracing all things mech. And meanwhile, we have Creator switching into a gateway heavy composition. We have gotten a couple of Reavers, that is true. We got 2 Reavers here in the mix, but for the most part, we have Mass as Zealot, Mass Dragoon, Mass gateway units on the horizon. Ideally, against mech, you have this incorporated with Storm, not with Reavers, but it was a Bay opener, so he's stuck with Reavers for the time being. They have their place and they have their uses, that is true. I mean, I would say the Storm would be better against a battle mech composition, but this isn't battle mech. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, we have tanks, true, but again, we're still making more Widow Mines, we're building up more Banshees. It's an interesting composition, for sure. Banshees, they can be used to snipe high-tech units like High Templar, and we're just turtling up with mines, tanks, and turrets. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, Spirit, you have my attention. Back from the dead, Shark. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Banshee's going to be moving out to counterattack, to harass. We have more Banshees on the way, Hyperflight Rotors as well. Spirit does move out. Storm has begun. Again, Creator is still trying to tech his way up and trying to stabilize his own army composition. He's getting there. As Banshees are moving in. So if I'm getting 5 prep kills, not bad. 5 workers go down, Dragoons have to respond. And Spirit, he's fully turtling up, by the way. You have sensor towers, missile turrets, more widow mines, more tanks. Like, ay, ay. Jesus. We're gonna be here for a while. Oh, no. But Creator with Dragoons, like, he has no blink, he has no warpins, he has no recall. These Banshees are doing well for themselves. Doing well. Very mobile. Just catching a couple of free units here and there. Nice value out of Spirit. Creator taking another expansion. And we're just going to max out. Okay. We're going to max out, but the question becomes, who's going to be the first to push? Now, Mech can work really well on Pylon. I'm sure that one of the reasons why Spirit is playing Mech is because of the map itself. Now, the reason why Pylon can be so good at this form of Mech, if you've been watching a lot of Cure, he does this a lot on Pylon, is this hyper defensive style of mech against Protoss in StarCraft 2, and then when you max out, then you push. And the reason why this works better on Pylon is because the rush distance by ground is very short. It takes mere seconds to go from your third base to your opponent's natural, to just walk across the map and to strike then and there. Your opponent doesn't really have a lot of opportunities to slow down the push and to force sieges and to buy time. So Cure, Maru, a lot of the Korean Terrans have been quite fond of mech here on Pylon. And that's translating over to SC Evo, but we're getting caught on siege. Yeah, we're getting caught out. Zelsa gets on top of the tank. Slashes down. Storm's going to be connecting massive storms on the bench. Oh my god, the stacking. He stacks up. He takes every storm to the face, map. And Spirit, he will lose everything. He will lose absolutely everything. That was the best fight that Creator could have hoped for. The storms didn't just land, they landed, and Spirit, he just stood in the storms. He stood in the storms, and with that, Creator, he just keep going, papi. There's no planetary. Go up, papi, go up. Behind us, we do have the Fleet Beacon, and Creator, he will, or he should overwhelm. I say that we have a tank line here at the natural. That's a lot of tanks. Zelsa rushing their way in, Archons as well. We are getting some of those tanks. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. All the tanks are going to go down. Creator, he barely breaks through. And with that, he has done it. He has done it. He has broken the back of Spirit. He has broken the Spirit, baby. Spirit, he's going to be transitioning into Battle Mech, going Mass, Heli, and Cyclone. Storm will zone. Scarab Shot's going up. We're on A move, so we're wasting Scarab Shots on buildings. It's a little bit concerning here, as that was the final storm. And the final storm, you gotta look after your Scarabs, man. Your Reavers. So they will otherwise waste their shots, but for the time being, yeah, the natural base goes down. Oh no! Scarab Shot here on the Cyclones. Oh, barely does not connect though. It doesn't connect. But last, the natural base is killed. Another Scarab Shot going up. Ooh, this Reaver goes down. Reaver does go down. That's still going to be 25 SCV kills as Creator backs off. Behind this, he's still massing out more Gateway units, more Dragoons, more Zealots. Carrier production has begun. And again, both armies were maxed, but it all came off of one bad fight for Spirit. One fight where he was just caught on siege, caught with it, the pants were down, man. The pants were down. And Creator, he's already remaxed. He's already remaxed. You might be thinking, oh, but Spirit, he has all these mining bases. He does have some mining bases, but it takes a long time to rebuild a mech army, especially a tank-heavy composition. That's why he had to, in a panic, make nothing but Hellion Cyclone, which takes less time, it is a little bit cheaper. Has brought it out. This Hellion run by, he's hoping to distract Creator. Creator, he's not being distracted, he's just pushing. Creator, he has no High Templar. Ooh, no Templar, no Storm. A little bit concerned about that. Carriers, they don't have their upgrade. Yeah, there is no carrier upgrade. Zelts are going down. For those that are curious, the carriers currently, you can see they only hold 4 interceptors. That's barely anything. You do need an upgrade, the carrier interceptor capacity upgrade, to be able to increase that, which Creator has not gotten. And that might be due to inexperience. As the Reaver goes down. Okay, the upgrade has not yet begun. Is this where Creator wins the game with with low capacity carriers? Let's go. Make it happen, baby. Make it happen. I'm here for it. Spirit is pushing on the right hand side. He's pushing to the center. He does have a Cyclone hit squad on the left hand side as well. Creator, he's somewhat ready. Carriers, another carrier goes down. And so does another. The carriers, they're doing nothing right now. God. Yeah, the carrier transition hasn't really been worth it, unfortunately. If there was less anti-air, then sure, but we have more Thor production, more Cyclone production. Spirit, he's clawing his way back into this game. Spirit, he was almost down and out. He was almost dead. I will say that Creator's Remax on Carrier has been allowing Spirit to recover. If he had Remax on more High Templar and more Gateway units instead, then there's a high chance that Creator could have just kept pushing and kept killing. But instead, he had to slow down to make carriers, and now that he has them, he's stuck with them. And they're not really... They're struggling. Carriers have been struggling. In. Holding onto the Storm. Speaking of Storm on the Thors, but Cyclones, they're going for the bases. One planetary goes down. Nice catch on more of these tanks. Again, it's the Zealots that are putting in a lot of work. Oh, but that's going to be another Nexus falling. And do we just commit across the map? Okay, we gotta hold on to our Storms. They're gonna be ideal against Cyclones. Cyclones, they kite back. Carriers can chase. And Creator, he just lost 2 expansions. He's gonna do some counter damage here. Oh. Nice little pickles, but Archons are going down. Dragoons are going down. Storm in the mineral line. Oof. Another Templar goes down. We're being a little bit wasteful with the High Templar. A little of them are falling. You have one more Storm. Mainly a zoning Storm. That's gonna be 17 perp kills at the same time. Another expansion goes down. We spoke about this before, but this is the big weakness here of Creator's army, of Brood War Protoss, is its immobility. He cannot respond to this. He has some reinforcements, but another expansion goes down. Creator just losing non-stop bases. Oh god, and the Cyclones, they're shutting this down completely. Remember how Spirit he got the Goliath nerfed? Are we gonna get? I mean, this is unfortunately he can have fun with the Cyclones, might be true. Oh, SEL getting into the Cyclones. Okay. Some of the carriers do pull away, and will we ever research the carrier upgrade? As another carrier goes down. How many carriers have fallen? 8 carriers have fallen so far. We have 3 left. Again, they have half the DPS than they should. Yeah, they should be cleaned up. They should be cleaned up. Too many Cyclones. Now, if we don't get the upgrade, that's fine. I'm just glad to see that there's no more carriers in the production cycle. Like, Creator, he's done. At this point, he's like, you know what? These carriers are goddamn useless. they've been hurting Creator more than helping, for sure. I spoke too soon. He's going back into them. Ah, no. Can we do it? Can we win the game without the capacity upgrade? As Cyclones, they knock down another expansion. Again, Creator, he cannot do anything about this. Another base goes down, but Creator, he could just go for the kill. He could just push into the main. Send it, Bappy said. Just keep going. Keep going in. There's what, 4 Cyclones? You can do it. We're going for the base trade. Yeah, the only chance for Spirit to win this game is the base trade, as he should not be able to deal with the main army. Show us the storms. Show us the storms. The High Templar coming. There we go. Oh my god. Massive storm of the army. The money shot back. Let's go. And again, with that Creator, he should be able to break the main. It's taking a little bit of time here to get further in. Once again, we have jeez, look at that. We have the capacity upgrade for the Reaver. We got that. Gee, there are so many Scarabs in them. Oh my, let him in, Pappy, let him in. The Reavers, they're stuck outside attacking buildings. So this is a little bit of miscontrol here from Creator. Again, he's on a move, so the army's choking up quite a bit. We're going full Brood War, but GG gets called, and Creator, he will take the game. He will take a lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Aye, that was... That should have been an easy game for Creator. Like, Creator, he had a really strong start, a really strong lead, but that lead did fall by the wayside. Spirit clawed his way back in. Partly, it looks like from some of the inexperience of Creator. Maybe not often making use of Skytoss too often in StarCraft Evolution. And alas, despite all the upgrades he was getting every upgrade he could. Did not quite get the capacity upgrade for the Stargate for the carriers, and in the end, the carriers, they did feel like dead weight more than anything. Like, they were picking up a couple of Cyclones here and there, but because of how expensive they are, because of how long it takes to build them, and because of just the time, the effort, like, most likely would have been better to have invested elsewhere, or of course have committed into greater Skytoss upgrades. Regardless, GG. GG well played. Regardless, Creator, he still did win the game, and with that, we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Just came in time to watch the rest of the matches. I'll be going on for an hour. Half the hour is just sitting here waiting for a light turn on the camera. Just as a reminder, Hyper One never has anything of value to say. So, just, he's trolling. Smoge, Bappy, Smoge. Don't get baited by Hyper One. One day he'll say something of substance. Smoge, Smoge. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team RSC Esports. It is Spirit. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. Once again, the Brood War Protoss player. It is Creator. He's always trolling in the chat. It's always trolling. So be careful, Pappy, be careful. As for now, we are going to be settling in. Welcome on all to Magnatha, one of the larger maps in the map pool. And the Spirit is going to be going for the eBay block. Okay, so will delay. Will ideally hope to try to force Creator to take the unnatural natural, but a quick scout here by Creator. He does pull a couple of boys. He can and should be able to force the cancel and expand. Oh, as the SCV is going to be zoned away. And with that, we can settle in. Now the question becomes, are we going to see mech again? I mean, honestly, it was a really strong start from Spirit. If you recall, winding it back, Creator did open up with a Robo into a Reaver drop, and he got completely shut down by the Cyclones. It was a really nice move out of Spirit, a really good read on just the meta of StarCraft Evolution, and just completely shut down Creator initially. Then we got into this like slower passive style where Spirit just completely walled up. He just turtled up hard. Do we see that again here on Magnatha? I don't think so. We spoke about one of the strengths of that happening on Pylon, how the map is so small where you can turtle up quite nicely, you can max out and then push and go for one big death ball of an army move out. And we see that be quite successful in StarCraft 2, right? Like that is very popular, at least in StarCraft 2. On Pylon, here on Magnatha, the map is larger, the bases are more spread out. I don't know if Spirit is going to have as much success going for that same style. I would expect to see something different here out of Spirit, but we'll see, we'll see. Likewise, because of the quote-unquote hard counter of Creator's opener with a Robo, we can see a second gateway. I was going to say that after what happened in game 1, there's a lower chance that Creator should be opening up with a Reaver job, but we'll see. As he goes for a gateway, then Robo. Last game, I believe it was Gate, Cyber, Robo before the second gateway, so slight variation here by Creator, and we'll keep an eye on him. We'll see if he does head into the Reaver drop once again. I should also emphasize as well that because Creator is a little bit newer to StarCraft Evolution, I don't know like his wide breadth of builds and openers. I don't know how wide that is. I don't know how many openers he does have up his sleeve, as he does have less experience than some of these other players. So we'll see. Yeah, going for the Robo into Observatory. So not going for the Bay, not going for the Reaver drop. Again, we did point out that this opener was different to the previous game. And now we have confirmation. Meanwhile, likewise, we have Spirits going into Fake Cloak Banshee. Okay, Banshees are amassing, we're faking Cloak. This time we are not prioritizing Macville accelerators, and we're going for a second rack. So a couple things are happening here. On the one hand, the Creator, he is kind of reacting in such a way where he doesn't want to get caught up by Cyclones again, so he's a little bit scarred after game 1. At the same time, Spirit is going for a different build, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate that he is mixing it up. He is not going into mech. As we mentioned, like it does feel like it would be less powerful, less impactful here on Magnatha than on Pylon. And we're going into Bio instead. Going into Bio. Ooh, as we did go for the initial Observatory, but still into the Bay. Okay, so we're not rushing into Reaver drops, but we will have access to Reavers nonetheless. But we're getting there in a different way. And this might be partly because Creator scouts and Creator does see the plethora of Marines. Doesn't get further in. Keen eyes there by Spirit. Unfortunately, doesn't kill the Observer. As Creator goes back in, confirms extra racks. Stim is on the way. It does confirm that Cloak is being researched. So it is where the play is, where the style. And here comes the drop play. This shuttle is popping out. Now, from the side of Spirit, we do have a timing available to us. We have Stim and Combat Shields. It's going to be quite a strong timing here for Spirit. They can move out across the map. The natural. They can one-shot, they can or they will. The Observer, one of them is thankfully back at home, but it was in the main, not at the natural base. 5 probe kills, nicely done. 5 probes going down. Oh, does catch a Dragoon as well. Ooh, just barely. And will even get away as well. Nice control here by Spirit. Very nice, even punishing that final Dragoon. No! Well, with the help of the shield battery, Creator holds. He does hold on, still taking some rough losses. The Banshees, bear that in mind. They're still alive. They're still alive. They can still go back in and find some more damage. They can still one-shot. As I spoke too soon, one Banshee does go down. And here comes the move out. We spoke about that timing earlier, but Stim is done. Stim, combat shields are complete. +1 should finish up as the army gets across the map. So very strong timing here from Spirit. And Creator, he did not see the move out. Ooh. Research complete. Does have an army somewhat in position. Creator's Reaver is at his natural, in between his main and his third. And here comes Spirit. Rushing in. Oh. Let's try to rush in. Spots the Reaver. Double drop on the right hand side. And we'll see if Spirit can spread Creator thin. We'll see if we can find some damage. There is an army waiting in the main. Oh, does find the shuttle. Not bad. Shuttle. Oh, God. Shuttle goes down. But the Reaver does survive. Does take a big shot to the face. Spirit has to pull away. So far, Creator, he's holding. He is holding on. Double drop into the main base. Only 4 Dragoons. Oh, that is going to be enough. And Creator holds. Creator, he is holding back at home. Spirit claiming a third base. Still rallying across the map. And taking up into Ghost. So we are taking up. We're building up into the mid game. Spirit likewise might find an opening here. Creator not quite in position. Yeah, Creator, he is distracted. Spirit, oh, doesn't rush forward. Okay, now going for it. Now dust him in. Gets on top of the pylon. Will depower the shield battery. Not bad. And now can head into the mineral line. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, God. 13, 14. 14 probes going down. The army does respond, and Creator, he should not lose the Nexus. But some rough losses here again. Creator, he was out of position. And Spirit is finding damage. And I appreciate that Spirit, he's showing us 2 different sides to him, right? Game 1, he was so defensive and so turtle heavy. And again, had a bit of a slower force. Here, he's just going for hyper aggression, mass drop play. He's achieving quite a lot. And behind this is expanding. We're going to be heavily reliant here on the Reaver shots. Remember, no Storm. Storm is still in the way. Storm is still in production. Nice concave here by Spirit. Takes down the Dragoons. Oh! Yeah, Reaver shots are not connecting. And no major connections. Tank volley's going off here in the Dragoons. And once again, getting into the mineral line. Oof. Brutal connection. The probes are going down. The Nexus under fire. He does focus on the Nexus. Nexus goes down. And Creator down to a 2-base economy. GG gets called. Creator is broken. And Spirit ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. An impressive game there by Spirit. Very impressive, very active as well. Spirit, he was in the driver's seat. Creator attempting to defend, but took some hefty losses. I'm referring specifically not just to the Banshee play. For the most part, the Banshee play, Creator, he was able to hold his own. He lost 6 probes to the Banshees, but in the aftermath, to get into the mineral line at the third base, to kill 14 probes, that was brutal damage. And Creator had a hard time keeping up. Unfortunately as well, because of some of that economic damage, of course, he was a little bit later to take up into Storm. Storm was almost done. I want to say it was 70% done by the time the army got across the map, but wasn't quite ready for the main fight. Creator, he had lost a lot of momentum. GG. GG, well played. Really nice multi-pronged aggression out of Spirit, able to pull Creator apart, and we'll see how things change here as we are getting into the ace match, and Creator, he is switching to SC2 Protoss. Oh boy. This is going to be Creator at his strongest. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Vermeer, we have the red Terran player. We have the Polish Terran, the Brood War Terran. Representing RSA Esports, it is Spirit. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is Creator. Here we go. As we are getting into our ace match here, it all ends on Vermeer, and I'm excited to see Spirit once again playing with Brood War Terran. We spoke about this at the start of the broadcast, but Spirit has been very inactive, or has been, just hasn't really been focusing too much on SC Evo in 2025 this year, especially once the season did begin, once the EWC season began. So I'm excited to see Spirit once again embrace Brood War Terran. Back in the day, he used to be very fond of mech, and I'm curious to see if that is going to be the case here as well, or if we dabble into something different. For now, CC first on Vermeer makes plenty of sense. Does open up CC first. Meanwhile, Creator going for his probe scouts. He is aware that Spirit's either bottom right or bottom left. As Creator, he's going to be scouting diagonally. Okay, does go for the cross scout. We'll eventually find Spirit. And meanwhile, Spirit, he doesn't know to move out across the map at all. So no scouting out of Spirit. Not really too concerned. As we should be seeing a Twilight Council opener out of Creator. We'll see if he's tempted to open up Stargate instead. Or even Robo. We'll keep it at him. Keep it at him. As I mentioned before, I haven't been able to see much, if not any, of Creator in his in his debut in StarCraft Evolution. So I don't really know what to expect from him. I'm ready for it. Just what you got. As Spirit going for a third CC before Factory or second. Oh my god. The green. Going for a very fast third CC. And Creator, he doesn't scout. If he was aware of this, he could go for an aggressive build. He could try to punish. But Creator, he doesn't see. He doesn't know. Doesn't know about the greed here of Spirit. Ay, ay, ay. And we have confirmation behind this after the third CC. Double factory. Double factory, so it is going to be mech. Currently, Creator is still in the dark as to what's going on. If Spirit can get away with saturating this third base, or even just saturating his natural and main base even faster, it's going to be a big boost here to Spirit. And he will be getting into a stronger mid-game. Now, it does take a while for the third base to really kick in and really pay off. As we mentioned, initially we can use this to saturate the natural base even faster than normal, and then claim the third. So Spirit, he's getting there. Meanwhile, Creator does go for a Blink-based opener. Does go 2-gate Blink into a third Nexus. Okay. A rare sight in StarCraft 2. This is a build order. This is an opener that was very trendy at the start of the year, but as the meta progressed, as Terran players got more aggressive in StarCraft 2, this opener it fell by the wayside. It fell by the wayside. It is very common in StarCraft 2 to see 3-gate openers, 3-gate with a robo, with gases as well before the third, but here, Creator, he is cutting corners, especially on a larger map like this. He can't afford to do so, but does actually follow up with a Dark Shrine. Okay, there's a couple of layers here. There's a couple of things that are going on. So, first things first, DTs, they can pop off. They can be very impactful here against mech. My concern, no academy. There's no academy, there's no comsat station, there's no detection yet, but we do have an eBay on the way, so we might just get some blind turrets. We might just get some turrets here to protect the natural, to secure our setup. Hello. As we have a random rally and a random tank is going to go down. Yeah, tank does fall in SCV as well. Unfortunate movement there for Spirits. Ay, ay, ay. So an unfortunate misrally. eBay is done. And there we go, safety turret. So we get a turret in the main base, we get a turret at the natural. So detection is going to be available, at least in the mineral lines. Spirit, he still has seen nothing, by the way. he still doesn't even know where his opponent is, technically. And Spirit doesn't care. He doesn't care, just turtling up back at home, building up more tanks, getting into ion thrusters, a third TC now being taken. Interesting, floating over away from Creator. It's possible that he might have noticed the trajectory of the hallucinations, but does expand away. Yeah, Blink on the way for the Dark Templar. DT's getting in position. Oh, where are we headed? What's the plan?
All right, bring it on.
CC over towards the third. The triangular third. Yeah, setting up more turrets, just turtling. Just turtling on up. Let's go. Let's go. Lovely. So again, we're getting into spider mines, ion thrusters. Creator, he has spotted the army, and he is more or less aware that it is mech, of course. Taking more expansions, and both players are just macroing up. Now we have the academy on the way. That should be for the comsat stations, should be for detection. DT's moving, and they do have Blink. They can try to blink past, or even blink on top of the tanks. There is potential here. Potential. As Creator is getting into the bay. Getting to Colossus alongside Immortal production. Building up a very robust army. And it's going to be similar to game one, where I would imagine Creator shouldn't be pushing into Spirit. He should be waiting for Spirit to move out. But we'll see. With enough Zealots, with enough Charge Lots, it's possible he might just dive into this. Might find an opening. As Creator should be mainly going for a gateway heavy composition, with Zealots, Archons, and Immortals, units built to tank, built to close that gap. This can then lead into Skytos. So then Spirit does move out, does get into the mineral line. Cannon's in position, despite that probe's still going to be going down. Getting 3-4 probe kills, not bad. But nice reactions here out of Creator. Saves his mineral line. And that was a 1-to-1 trade. Four vultures for 4 probes, that was a better trade for Creator. Nicely done. Does hold. Goliaths are coming online. Were those the only vultures? There are only 2 other vultures remaining. And just 2 vultures left. And we are just gonna max out, okay? We're just unironically, we're just gonna calm down. Creator is just mass expanding, taking some ninja bases, taking every base he can, because why not? And the next big moment here for Spirit should either be he maxes out and pushes, or he expands and gets a 4th. And here it is, the 4th base is on the way. DTs do scout, do confirm. This is where Creator can start to apply some pressure and try to delay the expansion. We'll see if he attempts to. We'll see if he just lets Spirit get this up running. This is a pretty big moment for Spirit. Like, it's going to be a big power spike for him. Now with a very secure economy on 4 bases. We can see Creator, yep, he responds. And he should be, right? He should be responding to this. He should be attempting to delay. He can't just let Spirit just get this base for free. And Creator's maxed. Stargate's on the way, so Creator's thinking about Skytoss. Now moves in. The Spider Mines, ooh, they will connect with the Zealots. And without Zealots, we cannot get on top of the tanks. Creator has to pull away. Ooh. Has to pull away at the same time. We do get a Prism into the main, not bad. Yeah, Stalkers do warp in, focusing on the Wraiths. Wraiths go down, Zealots do warp in. We have a couple of DTs in the mix as well, but we have scans. And Creator is going for it. He's going for the CC. Oh, it does barely get past the tanks. And the mineral line goes down and gets the mineral line, and he should kill the base. Yeah, there is no escape. CC goes down. Spirit, his reinforcements have been distracted, and Creator, he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He breaks the fourth. And this is Creator's win condition. Just constantly go in, break the fourth base. Can he get on top of these tanks? With enough Zealots, he can. Or with Skytoss, with Tempest. Fleet Beacon's on the way. We still need more time for Tempest. So Creator just playing it slow until he can get his Skytoss up and running. Oh, as Creator, he rotates over. He gets a tank. Not much more than that. Meanwhile, we see him getting another couple of tanks. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, all 3 tanks going down. Not bad. Takes on 4 tanks in total. Delays the CC. Creator moving in. Still pushing into a tank line though. Yeah, doesn't have enough Zealots, doesn't have enough buffer. Spirit, he holds onto the third base. But he still can't get his fourth. Here we go. Tanks are now in a better position. Now he can actually defend this location. He's got his minefield. That's a lot of spider mines. But remember, throughout all of this, Creator doesn't really matter anymore as much to break this position. Moving in, Jesus, that's a lot of spider mines going up. And we, oh no, we have more. There we go, they are going to be cleaned up. He's pushing into tanks. Creator, he should not commit here. Yeah, Creator here overextends. He bleeds out a lot of robo units. A lot of supply goes down there. Poking in was fine, but he went too far. Did go too far. Scan reveals the Tempest, so now Spirit knows he needs anti-air. That was a big scan for Spirit. He's aware of the Skytoss. And on top of that, he gets a base. He finally gets his 4. Now, Spirit shouldn't attack unless he maxes out or unless Creator takes a bad fight. You could argue that after that moment, after that fight, that Spirit should have counterattacked. Here, he doesn't quite get the Tempest, but almost. Goliath, they hold their own. Just holding. Jesus. Creator, he is thankfully taking some gases here. You could argue that Creator, he could do with a 3rd Stargate. He only has 2 so far. Now the question becomes, what is the best answer to Tempest? Goliath, they are actually able to get quite a bit of damage on the Tempest, but they can get stuck on each other here. They're, of course, ground-based units. We would typically expect a switch into air, into BC production, or with Ghost support, in regards to lockdowns. I'm not too convinced with Mass Tank Mass Goliath, but it is Spirit we're talking about. Like he's worked some wonders with Mass Goliath before. True, even after it being nerfed. Can he do it again? Can he? Can he pop up with Mass Goliath? Maybe. As he does step in. There we go. Gets a Tempest. Goliath, their range is pretty good. But here's a recall. Here's a recall into the main. Slow zone on the ramp. You could argue maybe a little bit premature, but the mothership does go down. The mothership falls. The army's getting choked up. Oh no, we're too thick. We're too thick, Papias. We're trying to push up the ramp. Unfortunately, no storms. Storms would have been beautiful. I mean, sorry, I'm thinking of Brutal Protoss, so never mind. But with that creator, he can always recall out. He's trading decently well, but it's going to be a one-way trip as there's a recall. Does at the same time, Zelsa hit the fourth base. Very nice counterattack. A nice run by here. 17 SCV is going to be falling. Even forcing friendly fire, getting him to 21. Zelsa pull away. Two pull away here. And Spirit is being pulled apart. Again, it's just such a slow, such a clunky army. It's large, don't get me wrong. It's big. it's a massive mech army. We got 26 tanks and 20 Goliaths. And it feels like eventually Spirit's going to be forced to attack. And forced to just go for an all-in. He's going for it. Behind this, making 5 tanks at a time. And here it comes. He's sending everything across the map. And Creator, he's not quite ready for this. He's waiting for extra warp pins. Carrier production has begun. Another Tempest will go down. Let's land a Storm. Storms, they do soften up the army a little bit. So we're coming in from the flank, picking up a couple of tanks. Goliath there pushing into the main. Oh no! Oh, Colossus does overextend. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there from Creator. Also some miscontrol. DTs, they hit the middle line and 19 SCV kills. As you mentioned, Spirit, he's pretty committed here. He has some mining going on, but for the most part, he has to break through. Gets more Colossus. Yeah, Colossus are not the answer here. They have not been the answer. More Colossi are going to be going down. Carrier barely survives. Where's the anti-air? No shot. No anti-air. The one carrier. Let's go. The one carrier. The one Tempest. Creator holds. Where are the Goliaths? Get out of here, Pappy. Oh, we're coming from behind. Again, Goliath reinforcements are late. They're now trickling in there. Goliaths, they have arrived. Again, this is not an easy defense here for Creator. It's still a massive army. Oh no! Prism almost goes down. Spirit's moving in. Here come the Storms. Oh, not many though. Storms on the tanks. Tanks are going down. And do we have a final Storm on the Goliath? Looks like we don't need a slow zone on the Goliath. And Creator, he cleans up the army. GG gets called. Not an easy defense, but Creator, he does claim the series, takes on Spirit 2-1, advancing on to the winners match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very clutch couple of moments there. Again, Creator who was doing a great job at crippling Spirit, taking down mineral lines, taking down bases, getting into the main base as well. But you could argue maybe wasn't building up the best army. I was not too convinced at all by the Colossus. They played their role, I guess, and they had some value, of course. But in the end, as Spirit, he was forced to push out, forced to go for the all-in, to move out across the map, had a terrifying army, and he was working through the forces of Creator, but took him a little bit too long. And as we saw some key moments where Creator was able to focus on all the Goliaths, able to take care of all the anti-air. GG. GG, well played. Whew, a very intense initial series here between in Group D. In Group D, Creator does advance on, and now we're getting ready for our second series of the group. Up next, we have Rogue versus ReBellioN. Oh boy. Here we go. Just catching up. Just catching up. Is it like 3 AM for Spirit or replay cast? Yes, yes. This is a replay cast. It should be on the title. Should be in the title of the stream. But we are covering replays today. This is super interesting to watch. I know SE2, but it's like an entirely different game. It is. It's very refreshing. Even me personally, I do really like mirror matchups in SE Evo quite a bit, just because each race is distinctly different. Like Brood War Zerg and SE2 Zerg, or Brood War Protoss, SE2 Protoss, like their counterparts, they are very, very different from each other. They play very differently. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to get into. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into our fresh series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Magnatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Brood War Protoss representing among SE2 people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, the SE2 Zerg, going for a 13-12. Let's go. It is Rogue. Now, coming into this, it's going to be a little bit different here. I should quickly emphasize, coming into this series, Rogue is very, very new to SE Evo. I think he probably played like in last year's Chijik tournament, for example. But Rogue, he has not invested too much time into SE Evo. So unlike some of these other players, we'll see how he can perform. I don't know how he'll compare to someone like Spirit or someone like Creator. My expectations are a little bit lower, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. I'm happy to see how Rogue is handling himself here in a new environment, in the StarCraft Evolution environment. First up though, he's up against ReBellioN. ReBellioN, who's very well versed, but I would say that Rogue may be coming in as the favorite player here, but he gets fully scattered. He gets completely scattered. The 13-12 has been spotted. ReBellioN back at home. He should respond. He should delay his Nexus, and he should throw down an extra setup here. Cybercore, Gateway, Shield Battery, Wall Up, Zelda's on the way. It may even be wise to pull a couple of probes here just to make sure the Zelda doesn't get surrounded. Just have like 2 extra probes. Going for the cannon response. Okay. So Forge into cannons. Now, the reason why this is often seen in SE2 and in Brood War is because this early on, as the Protoss player, you have very limited production. Your production is very limited, so how do you defend with a handful of gateway units, but with static defense? Shield batteries and cannons can go a long way. They can go a long way. ReBellioN, are we expanding? No shot. Okay. I was like, what's going on? And here we go. We do have the initial setup. Lings, they poke in. ReBellioN does opt to expand. Behind this, the probe does confirm no additional Lings. And the probe confirms the expansion. Nice rescout here from ReBellioN. Basically, he confirms that there's no follow-up all-in, that Rogue, he isn't staying in gas and going for a Bane bust. He isn't link flooding behind this. It is an aggressive start, that is true, but Rogue is expanding and droning. Ooh, the Gateway. Yeah, the Gateway taking a lot of damage, and the Gateway is going to go down. So will the Zealot, not bad. Zealot falls as well. From here, ReBellioN will defend, and the game will continue. Oh, ooh, the Lings take it in. Nicely done. Rogue busts into the main base. He shouldn't get too much done here as long as the ReBellioN can control well. So far, so good. Probes pull away. Probes do pull away, and ReBellioN behind this, going for a Robo into a Bay, into a Reaver drop. So Reaver drop follow-up here out of ReBellioN. Meanwhile, I should also emphasize, I remember saying this actually for Kira's matches, and I think even for Gumiho's matches as well, but if you're out there, if you happen to have watched their matches in the round of 28, I would love to know how Rogue handled himself, because I remember going over the Wikipedia page, and I think Rogue did win some games with Brood War Zerg, but I don't know if he was hyper-aggressive. Like, even here, he pulls back into gas. He's on 2 bases, he pulls back into gas, he's rushing into a lair. I would imagine that Rogue is going to be similar to Dark and be hyper-aggressive and avoid the late game and avoid even the mid game as often as he can. So he's rushing into a fast layer. With this, we can go into 2-base Muta. Yep, 4 gases are on the way. This is very tech heavy. This could be 2-base Muta. It could be 2-base Swarm Host. It could be 2-base Hydra Lurker. There are options here, but we're leaning more towards Muta play. Show us the Spire. There it is. Spire is on the way. So 2-base Muta out of Rogue. ReBellioN so far is in the dark. Now, we spoke about this previously, but scouting it can be difficult here for Brutal Protoss. At least I say difficult, it is more difficult compared to SC2 Protoss. There's no Sentry, there's no Hallucination Scout. But this is also why this opener is so common and so popular, because hey, if you open up with a Reaver drop, you can deal damage across the map with your Reavers, but also you can scout with the shuttle. So this is almost, I would say this is quite similar to say Widowmine drop openers in TVP, where the Terran player, the Widowmines aren't really meant to get damage done, it's just a way to scout. And also get damage. So the shuttle is moving out. We'll see if ReBellioN will take note of all the gases. Again, this early on in the game, there should not be this much gas. So seeing the gas geysers would be a tell. Oh, Force 1 load early. Shuttle speed is done. Dives in. Shot's going off on Zerglings. Doesn't check the gases yet. Yeah, now does confirm. May abandon his units though. Yeah, the Reaver taking a lot of damage and barely is going to be saved. Oh no! The Shuttle gets away. Shuttle gets away and a very nice scout gets behind the main base. Does confirm the Mutas is aware of the Spire. But is this too late? Oh no! Shot's going up. Ooh, nice connection. 5 drone kills. Gets on the shot. Oh no! He stacks! Oh, he does stack up. Splits towards the end. 10 drone kills. Nice damage here from the Reaver as the shuttle gets away at least. And we're responding with Stargates. We have 2 Stargates on the way. Cannons are being thrown down in the main base. Cannons at the natural. But again, was the scout too late? Because Mutas, they're already here. The Mutas, they've already here. They already hit the field. Is it too late? Cannons, it looks like they may finish in time. Rogue gets into the main. Cannons, they need a couple more seconds. There we go, cannons are done. Oh, the first cannon is going to go down. Gets 2, 3 probe kills. Oof. And he's going to keep going. Yeah, he's going to keep going. He's going for the cannons. Gets punished. We'll lose 1, we'll lose 2 Mutas. Nice target firing. Oh, as there was a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything's okay. There was a pause. 2 Mutas go down. And from here, ReBellioN is going into Mass Corsair. He responds with Corsairs. Now, as ReBellion's getting into Corsair, we do see Rogue going into 2-base what? 2-base Hydra. He's switching out of Mutas into Hydras. Very late 3rd base out of Rogue. So this is a really awkward, really weird game state. On the one hand, Rogue, he has map control. True. He has map control. He's got his Mutas. Oh no, he does catch the Corsairs. And they barely do get away. Corsairs are a little more tanky compared to Phoenixes. They do pull away in time. What I was getting at though is that Rogue, he has map control, that is true, but he's also tech switching into Hydras, and also his 3rd base is incredibly delayed. So Rogue's economy isn't really as large as it otherwise should be at this stage of the game. Nice snipe on the Citadel. Citadel does go down. Charge was already researched, so not as impactful, but that will delay any kind of Templar Archives production. And any High Templar. So ReBellioN has to reinvest. Bold move, slipping away here with the Reaver drop. He gets spotted. He gets spotted. Mutas are making a beeline back home. They're racing back, and can we get into a middle line? Oh, the shuttle's so low. Oh no! Shuttle Force 1 load, and the Reaver's too far away. He needs to get into the middle line. He's coming. The slow crawl. Oh no. He can't get in. Yeah, he cannot get in. He gets 1 drone. He barely doesn't make it. He was crawling on the ground, but I spoke too soon. Zealots, they hit the 3rd. Okay, the Reaver was a distraction. We get Zealots into the 3rd base. 9 drones going to 10. 9. 9 drone kills. But nice Zealot run by. Very nice run by. These Mutas do move out. Too thick to fit. Ah. It was. As ReBellioN, he is now eventually working towards High Templar. It was delayed because of the Citadel going down. Fleet beacons on the way. Corsairs trying to hunt down the mutas. Mutas, they do bypass. We could try to force the mutas to respond as we are now trying to hunt down overlords, but there are Hydras to defend. Yeah, the Hydras are in position. Mutas, oof, they hit the third. Corsairs, they respond. They're trying to race back home. Oh, that is a cancel though. Brutal pickoff. And Ro16 might just be able to go for the kill. I'll be honest, without Storm, it's going to be a tough hold for ReBellioN. Storm is still on the way. Nice kiting here with the Hydras. Does pull away. I mean, that was a lot of Hydras still going down to the Zealots at least. But Corsairs, they don't shoot down, Pappy. They don't shoot down. We have Disruption Web in production. Oh, that's another cancel on the third. ReBellioN, he just cannot expand. He cannot expand. Cannot take a third. Oof. Use their dive into the main. They do get punished. But the real issue here are the Hydras. Now, Storm is done. Storm is done, and Storm is good, but is it that good? Oh, destroy. You can see Rogue. He was like, ah. For a moment there, he thought that was a Storm. It's all good. It's all good. He does start to step in. Speaking of, well, Storm isn't ready. GG gets called, and Rogue, he does take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. It does take a lead. And again, Rogue, he is more favored here with StarCraft 2. It is what he's going to be, I would imagine, relying upon here to claim the series. But now ReBellioN has the opportunity to try to force him into Brood War Zerg instead. When it came to the game itself, it was very chaotic. Remember, it started with a 13-12. 13-12 into 2-base Muta, into 3-base Hydra. There was a lot of tech switches, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. And again, we saw that ReBellioN was having a hard time keeping up. Had a bit of a later scout. Did eventually realize what was going on, but he never was able to get his 3rd base up and running. Never was able to expand. Never able to stabilize. With that, GG. With that, GG, well played, let's go, as we are getting into a very special map. Does Rogue know what he's getting into, by the way? Is he aware? Because we actually have not featured this map at all during this entire tournament, at least during the round of 16. Oh. That's a little bit unfortunate. I was going to jump into game 2, but is there a clean feed? was there a clean feed for Group D? So unfortunately, it looks like Isles of Siren, which is our island map, is not available. We spoke about this last night during the podcast, but there is something plaguing the scene at the moment. The map maker scene, the modder scene as well. I mean, even pro players. There has been mass reporting. Basically, there are some individuals out there that are mass reporting, specifically modders and map makers. They're being targeted. And basically, when this occurs and when a modder or map maker gets silenced in game because of mass reporting, then their mods and maps become unavailable. They become unavailable on the arcade. So again, we reported on, we spoke on this last night during the podcast. Has been a big issue that's been hitting the scene over the past week. And it has also impacted and influenced StarCraft Evolution as well. SEO has also been impacted by this, and it looks like I might not be able to cast Isles of Siren because of this. Oh, wait, okay, we're good. We're good. Whew. Yeah, we're good to go. But basically, when I tried to load it up earlier, I got a big alert. I got it was like it's not available. I'm like, what? So we're okay. But yeah, the people that are doing that, they're like, I think they're like hackers, and like they're just, you know, they're part of the controversy that's been happening a lot with when it comes to the arcade. Whew, but okay, we're good. We're good. We can jump into our game, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Isles of Siren, we do have the StarCraft 2 Protoss player, the SG Protoss. We have the South Korean Protoss representing among SG people. It is a ReBellioN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Brood War Zerg. You go gas first. Does he know what map we're on? In the top right-hand corner, going gas first, it is Rogue. I'm a little bit concerned here. We'll see. He might be going fast lair, but even then, you'd go hatch first. There's a lot going on here. Welcome one and all to Isles of Siren. Isles of Siren is one of my favorite maps in the map pool. This is an island map, and I don't know if Rogue is fully aware of that, because where are we going? He doesn't know. You have to mine through these patches. It looks like Rogue has not played on this map before. You have to mine through the patches, and welcome to Isles of Siren. What do you have? You have your main base, you have your natural, your third, your fourth expansion as well, and this is all on an island. It's all here segmented and fragmented off into islands. We have 4 quadrants here on Isles of Siren. We have top right, top left, and bottom right as well. There is a center island as well, which has 4 gases and all these minerals, so there is 1 center island as well, so there's 5 islands in total on Isles of Siren. And Rogue, he is rushing into a lair. The plan here might be rush into Mutaplay. Meanwhile, the problem with rushing to Mutas here is that ReBellioN should be opening Stargate, right? On an island map, it makes sense to open up Stargate and to open up Phoenixes as well. It's very common to see Phoenix-based openers, for example, so we'll see how ReBellioN does play it out. I say that there's a lot of versatility here. There it is, Stargate is on the way. But we have seen players go for like gateway openers into a Robo, into a Prism, into just big warp-ins across the map from the side of Protoss, or even rushing into Mothership and recalling armies onto other islands as well. But it is a rare sight. As I mentioned, this is the first time we're seeing Isles of Siren this entire round of 16. Here we go. Hi Fix, from my understanding, basically what's happening is that all the maps that are being removed from the arcade and from the game are being re-added. They're like, from my understanding. Like, I think the workaround is a bunch of people are like making new accounts to re-add them. I also know that Blizzard, we spoke about it last night, but Blizzard, they are trying to restore some of the maps and some of the mods. From my understanding, that's also occurring. But yeah, yeah. As we have the Spire on the way, ReBellioN behind this, going for a faster third base. Does open up Oracle. ReBellioN still is unaware as to where his opponent is. Likewise, Rogue has found ReBellioN. Oracle moves out. Oracle into Phoenixes. And Rogue, how much gas is he going to have? How many mutas can he make? Oracle does scout the gases. Ooh, nothing to defend. No spores. Yeah, no spores in position. Drones are going to be going down, and there's no anti-air. Yeah, no spores whatsoever. Aye. Yeah, no spore colonies. 5 drone kills already. The Oracle just going ham. And does confirm the Mutaplay. Oh, we're still not done. Yeah, 7 drone kills. Aye. We spoke about this, but again, Rogue, he is less familiar with a Brood War Zerg, and because of that, we're expecting him to be a little bit more rough around the edges. Mutas are on the way. We have a couple of Scourge on the way as well. Now, if Rogue can actually catch ReBellioN off guard, if he can land, if he can connect with those Scourge, then Rogue can pop off. The Scourge are coming. Oh. Does hit the mineral line. They will shut this. Geez, they will shut this down. The mutas, they do nothing. They do nothing. Oh, Scourge revealed. Another Muta goes down, and another. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Look at the efficiency. 0 units have been killed. I thought 1 probe died earlier. 7 drones, 2 Scourge, 2 Overlords, and 4 Mutas for nothing. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Phoenixes are pretty efficient. Oracles as well. Now, this one Oracle may go down here as it's in enemy territory and the Scourge do respond, so this Oracle should fall. So finally, Rogue is going to get 1 kill. He's going to get 1 kill back. Oh god, but at what cost? 7 more drone kills. Here come the Scourge. Wait, does the Oracle outpace the Scourge? No shot. Never mind. Never mind. The Oracle survives. I wasn't sure about that, but yeah. Oracle's just chilling. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, still no spores, by the way. Still no spore colonies. Again, Rogue, he is very heavily reliant. I mean, at this point, it's too late. At this point, it's critical damage. He's lost 14 drones. That's a full mineral line. At this point, unless ReBellioN makes a mistake, like he should not lose this game. Oh, the Scourge. Okay. 1, 2 of them connect. GG. 2 Scourge, crazy army. Did ReBellioN lose anything? He lost 0 units. Oh god. A perfect game out of ReBellioN. Didn't even have Phoenix range. 0 units lost, and ReBellioN does tie things up. We're going to the ace match. GG. How many perfect games like that do we ever get? That's crazy. GG, well played. Perfect game out of ReBellioN. Very nice. And again, Rogue, it did seem like it was maybe a little bit unfamiliar. I mean, I say that he did rush into Muta play to try to catch his opponent off guard, but it's just very common to open up Stargate here from the Protoss side of things. So yeah, it was a very rough game there for Rogue with that. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into the ace match. Let's go. We're getting into the ace match. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the Brood War Protoss player. No surprises here, but we have the Brood War Protoss. We have the South Green Protoss. For among SE2 people, it is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the SE2 Zerg player. Finally, he's going to be able to get comfortable here. We have the South Green Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Here we go. We have our PVZ, and again, we did it. Oh, as we're going for a cannon rush. Okay, he finds him. ReBellioN, he does find Rogue immediately. Rogue was either going to be top right or bottom right. But nice scout here from ReBellioN. Again, there's a 4-player spawn map. Rogue, he does open up gas first once again. Gas first opener. So a cannon rush like this is not going to be as effective because there's nothing to cannon rush. There's no hatchery. Oh. So I actually really like the opener of ReBellioN. Unfortunately, Rogue, he's not known for greed. He's not known for being greedy. We can still attempt to cannon rush the natural, but Ling and Queen production is going to be faster than normal because of the earlier spawning pool. Alright, let's go. He's going for it. I'm not too convinced, but we'll see what ReBellioN can get done. I mean, he has to, right? Like, he already opened up Forge. Boys are being pulled. Pylon is cancelled. Oh, boy. And Rogue, he's going to have a lot of freedom here in the early game. Once he realizes what's been happening, I mean, the Overlord will soon scout, will soon confirm it's like a Forge fast expand sort of esque build. Rogue, he can just take a faster third base, he can drone up, but he's staying in gas. Ooh, he's staying in gas. This is indicative of a couple of things. This could be a fast Roach Run into a Roach Rush. This could be for a fast Lair, to rush into Lair, to rush into Mutas again. I'm leaning more towards Lair play, but we'll see. We'll see what the gas is going to be spent on. As Rogue does confirm the wall. Yep, fast Lair. Fast Lair, it feels like Mutas. Technically, this could be, again, 2-base Swarm Host. It could be 2-base Hydra Lurker. There are options, but a fun fact, every game in this series, we've seen 2-base Muta. True, we saw it in Game 1, we saw it in Game 2. We're seeing it here in Game 3, most likely. I think Rogue thinks the same about this map as Scarlet's. I mean, it's a best of 3. Rogue, he led it through the veto process. Like, I don't think he was fully aware of what he was getting into on Isles of Siren. So just catching up in the chat. Feels like Island maps would favor Terran since they have Metamax is natural. Them having Metamax is natural. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to play it out. Like, we have seen a lot of Zerg players open up Hydra and go into mass drop play and go into Nidus play as well. Like, there are ways to play it out for sure. For each race. But I will say as well that island maps are not the most balanced. You're correct in saying that, like, some races are more favored than others. In regards to island maps. But it's a lot of fun nonetheless. As we have a second Stargate, so double Stargate opener out of ReBellioN. ReBellioN, he didn't really scout the follow-up, but because every game so far we have seen 2-base Muta, this is a good read. It's a good reaction and a good response to how this series has been playing out. We're opening up not Corsair, we're opening up Scout. Interesting. But again, this is, I would imagine, just because of how the series has played out so far. Overseer does confirm. Scout does confirm. Mutas are still on the way. Scouts are moving out. Scouts, their anti-air is okay. It's decent. But again, it is single target as opposed to Corsairs. They also do shoot down. They do three-shot drones, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's still 3 shots. More Corsairs. Did scout and confirm the Spire, of course. Interesting that we're not amending this army with, with Massing of Scouts. Interesting that we're not amending this army with Corsair production, just pure Scouts. I don't know how this works. We'll see. Do I have faith in the mass Scouts? Do I have faith? Meanwhile, you can see that Rogue is kind of blindly spreading and getting ready for Corsair to make sure he doesn't get cold clubbed. Doesn't want to get caught out. Fleet Peak is now done. We're getting into I was in Corsair speed, into Scout speed. Unfamiliar with what that upgrade is actually called. We'll find out together. I don't think I've actually seen this upgrade before. Maybe back in the day at the start of the year when we had the SE Evo weekly, which had like the bonus for scouts. Maybe we saw scout speed then. That might have been the only time. There's some very niche upgrades out there. Alright, what's it called? It better not be called like Scout Speed. Gravitic Thrusters. Wait. What's the name of Shuttle Speed? Is that also not like Gravitic Thrusters? Am I crazy? Was that like Graviton Thrusters? regardless. Scouts are moving out. Yeah, they encounter the mutas. Mutas, they get on top of the scouts, though. They do close the distance. And I believe mutas, they can and they will win this fight. Yeah, they get on top of the scouts. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. All the scouts are going down. Yeah, they cannot kite out of this. They cannot kite out. Every scout is going to go down. And yeah, I did not have faith in the mass scout. And, oh boy. ReBellion's like, wow, I guess Corsairs are just superior in every way. It's like, kind of. Jesus. As every scout goes down, GG gets called, and Rogue, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the winners match. GG. Gravitic Drive. Ah, there it is. There it is. Gravitic Drive. Yeah, GG, well played. I was definitely had some curiosity when it came to the dynamic of Scout versus Muta. Scout is known for its anti-air for the most part, true, but as we saw, it wasn't able to quite kite. Mutas are able to close the distance, able to get on top of the Scouts, and the Scouts, they just got completely shut down. There were plenty of Mutas left over. GG, well played. It was an interesting response for sure. Interesting. I wonder if ReBellioN knows that there's no scout bonus going on right now. I was straying away from the mass Corsair. It doesn't work out quite well. GG, well played. Congratulations to Rogue, as Rogue does advance on into the winners match, and that is going to be our next series. Up next, we do have another PvZ. It's going to be Rogue versus Creator facing off. Now Rogue, he went 2-base Muta every game. I'm curious if that trend continues. Is he just going to go 2-base Muta every single game in this tournament? Once again, I did not get to see Rogue in the round of 28, so I would love to know. I'd love to know how he played that that group and how he played in the earlier rounds. Here, at least, he is doing more of the same, at least every game so far. I'm curious to see if that trend continues against Creator. I do rate Creator higher than ReBellioN, but at the same time, I also know that Creator, he still has some inexperience when it comes to Brutal Protoss. We saw that earlier when it came to not researching the carrier capacity upgrade, and maybe even not knowing about that upgrade as well against Spirit. We'll see. We shall see how he handles himself. I'm ready. I'm ready as we're getting into our winners match. But also, shout out to ReBellioN for, of course, making a series out of it and for taking a map off of Rogue. But now we're jumping into Sylphid. Here we go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner here of Sylphid, we have the Brood War Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the SE2 Protoss. It is Creator. Here we go. And we are getting into our fresh best of 3, and welcome on all to Sylphid. Sylphid is a 3-player spawn map. You can spawn in left side, right side, and top side as well. 3 possible spawn locations, and we'll see how our players do open up. Now, every game so far, we've seen gas first. Yep, the trend continues. Gas first. Gas, pool, early link speed, into early lair. We stay in gas into 2-base Muta. So far, that is all that Rogue has gone for in today's broadcast, and I'm expecting the same thing here based off of this gas first opener. We'll see. Technically, he could just link flood and try to all in. Creator does scout the top side initially, and he will find that Rogue is nowhere to be found. So Creator is looking for Rogue. Rogue, he also sends his first overlord to the top side as well, so Rogue also will have a later scout. This Creator does come back around. Oh, the pro barely out of vision here of the overlord. And Creator, he should get here in time to notice how late the hatchery is. So he should notice the delayed hatchery. We've got 100 gas. Link speed is on the way. Rogue, he does pull out of gas though. Okay, he has my attention. He does pull a little bit out of gas. Still keeping one in. And Creator, he sees a late expansion. He confirms, yep, he confirms link speed. And he confirms still gas saturation as well. So Creator sees everything. Rogue rushing into a third hatchery. Now, based on the minimal gas income here, we might actually not be going Mew to play. I'm ready. I'm excited. Show us what you got. Meanwhile, Stargate opener out of Creator. Playing standard. Creator, he confirms the third base as well. Creator, again, he has seen everything he needs to. We'll keep an eye on those gases. As we're entering new territory for Rogue. Okay. Guess another macro hatchery. Macro hatchery's on the way. We're getting a handful of lings, but only a handful. Rogue is focusing on droning, focusing on saturation. Do love to see it. Oh, going Evo Chamber first here. This is indicative of earlier +1 melee. I mean, that's what I would say if we were casting SE2. We'll see. I'm leaning more towards +1 melee into a Ling heavy style, maybe into Hive Tech. Again, because Rogue is less indoctrinated or less familiar with StarCraft Evolution, the meta might not apply to him. It might not apply. He might be a little bit more exploratory and adventurous when it comes to his playstyle. Otherwise, typically we'd expect Ling into Hydra Lurker Tech. Range. I was hoping for melee, but it's going to be range, so we're expecting Hydras, we're expecting Lurker Tech. We're kind of heading in a more standard direction. Meanwhile, Void Ray. Okay, Oracle into Void Ray. Oracle moves in. Spore Crawler's getting in position. Yo, Rogue, he knows how to make spores. Let's go. He learned after the ReBellioN series. Spores are in position. Despite that 3 drone kills. 3 drones do go down. Oh, Creator takes some extra hits. Not quite worth it. There's the Hydrogen. And we have a game. We have a game here. Robo follow-up out of Creator. Interesting. So with a Robo follow-up, that tells me that it's going to be delayed when it comes to charge or blink, and then kind of gateway-based upgrade. With this, instead, he can go Stargate into Robo into Bane? Into Colossus? This could be a Colossus-based opener, which is a rare sight. It is a rare sight. Hydrogen gets scouted. No there. Interesting. As gas mining workers are being shut down. Yep, there's the Bay into Colossus, as we mentioned. So Creator rushing into Colossus. This is very old school. It's been, at least in SC2, it's been a long time since we've seen like Robo-based follow-ups into fast Colossus. I want to say that we saw something similar here during the altitude map pool. I remember Showtime and Creator as well embracing these earlier Robos and earlier Colossus productions. That was what, back in 2023? That's Creator is claiming his third. The downside, of course, is that he has no blink or charge or glaives or anything like that. It basically means that Creator, he's relinquishing map control. He's just banking up back at home, turtling up on 3 bases. Yes, he has Oracles and Void Rays to harass, but that's kind of it. For the most part, he's stuck at home. Meanwhile, Hydras are amassing. Rogue, he never got the lair. He's going all in. Okay, Rogue, he's going for the all in. The Colossus here is going to be crucial for the defense. I didn't notice earlier, but again, yeah, he just never got it. It's all or nothing for Rogue. And Creator, I don't know if he's ready for this. He does have some force fields. Does have a couple of force fields. The first Colossus does arrive. No extended thermal lance. Nice Aces. A very nice force field. Oh no, other Colossus. Colossus has a guy back, and the Colossus barely does survive, does pull away. Whew. Yeah, it does pull back, but again, Creator is getting surrounded. There are too many Hydras. Creator, once again, nice force fields. He has no more energy on the shield batteries. He just had the one. Once again, the Colossus looking exposed. And it looks like Rogue, he should have enough. I say that. Creator trying to hold his own once again. The force fields. He's buying more time. Colossus pulls away. But he needs warpins. He needs warpins. He's reinforcing. You see, Creator, he has 900 minerals. Yeah, so many minerals. How many gateways is he on? 4. Only 4 gateways. He's lacking. Yeah, he's lacking gateways. He now throws down 2 late gateways. The base has been shut down. So Rogue, he claims the 3rd. He backs off. Now he's droning up. And now Rogue is getting ready for a longer game state. And his goal here is win condition. Contain the Protoss. Contain the Protoss on 2 bases for as long as possible. Again, Creator, he didn't see the all-in coming. He was caught unprepared. Was lacking that production. Now trying to re-expand. Rogue coming in from behind. Yeah, he does distract. It denies the 3rd. That's all he needs. Deny the 3rd base. Oh, those Hydras are coming from behind. Nice juggling. Very nice. Does guide back. Photo! Miscontrol. One Colossus goes down. And Rogue, he might just have too much. Again, getting 1 Colossus was huge. Oh no! Shuttle pulls away. Oh, Shuttle goes down. And Creator, he is holding. He's surviving. He defends. He's going into Glaives. Let's go. This is looking more and more like a 2-base all-in now from Creator. He's going into Glaive Adepts as a follow-up. He's trying to get his 3rd back up. Once again, Rogue coming in from behind. Creator trying to work his way through, but there are just so many Hydras. Yeah, the Colossus gets surrounded. GG gets called, and Rogue takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Hyper aggression out of Rogue. He did get a lair towards the very end, but he cut workers early. He was on a 2-base economy, 2-base saturation, and with that, he went for the Ling Hydra all in. Creator, he was caught off guard, caught with his pants down. He was on a low gateway count, and you could see that he couldn't spend his money. He couldn't spend it. He had almost 1,000 minerals banked up because he could only warp in 4 units at a time, and with that, he was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed. He was overrun. Really, I mean, despite that, Creator had some really nice control when it came to his force fields, when it came to his Colossus kiting, Colossus positioning, but there's only so much he could do given what he had. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2. We're loading into Maganatha. And that is a big win, by the way, for Rogue to win with a Brood War Zerg. Doesn't bode well for Creator. Does not bode well. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Brood War Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the SE2 Protoss. It is Creator. Creator getting caught out on Sylphid again. Sylphid is a smaller map and there are more attack pods as well. But here, welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is a larger map, has more secure bases as well. And if Creator were to be more defensive, he would have a better chance of doing so here. On the flip side, once again, Gas First. We've seen Gas First literally every single game out of Rogue in today's broadcast. If you recall, in game 1, I was leaning towards Muta play. We didn't see Mutas at all. We saw just a again, more of like a 2-base, hatch-base Hydra all-in. Here, as we load into Maganatha, a larger map in the map pool, I'm going to be floating the idea of Mutas once again. But we'll see. We'll see if he goes into the faster layer or not. As last game, the game ended as the layer was finishing. I see in the chat, does loser pick SC1 or SC2 not a swap into game 2? It is loser's pick. It is loser's pick. So Creator, because he lost the game, he chose to stick with SC2. That is why we have the same races here, as Creator did decide to commit to StarCraft 2. So loser's pick. Rogue going for his natural, going for his third base. So far, the opener's looking just like game one. Just like game number one. We'll see if he pulls out a gas once he has enough rolling speed. As he has enough. And he pulls out. Okay, same build. Same build, same opener, which means we are not going into a fast lair. So there's no fast lair. I don't see this going into the same lane Hydra all in, though. I will emphasize that. I would imagine that this time Rogue is going to be droning more, but we'll see. I just don't feel like the map itself is going to be doing many favors to Rogue. As this time it is going to be a Twilight Council. Creator going for a much more aggressive start. Twilight Council opener into extra gateways. Link Scout is denied. And are we going to go into Glaives? Are we heading into Glaive Adepts? What's the plan? Twilight Council Robo into the Gateway Explosion. Does, yeah, he pulls out Glaives. So Glaive Adepts here out of Creator. Should be 4 Gate Glaives from our Protoss player. And we'll see if he can pop off. We'll see how he does here against Rogue. Because Rogue, he's still going for the same build. Once again, Evo Chamber into fast +1 range. Stays on low gas counts. If Rogue doesn't get any Spine Crawlers, I'm going to be concerned. I mean, Rogue, he hasn't scattered. Yeah, he sees nothing so far. You can see he's getting Blind Spores. He's getting ready for Oracles. Oracles that are never going to arrive. And once again, going for the Hydrogen, +1 range. Gases are being taken. Gases are being saturated. Here comes Creator, and Rogue sees nothing. He sees nothing. He has 1 Ling on patrol. Up! And the Ling will scout. Yeah, the Ling will scout, but Ling will confirm. Rogue knows. Rogue, he's aware. And he has seconds to react. Back at home, do we get any sunken colonies? There we go. We have sunken colonies here at the third. Nothing in the main, nothing in the natural. No wall off either. Ling production has begun. Hydras as well. Here come the Adepts. It's going to be a close hold. It's going to be very clutch. Hydras are popping out. They do distract the Adepts. Yeah, they do distract for a moment. Ling Hydra popping out just in time. And it looks like Rogue, he is holding his own. Shades into the main. Boys are being pulled. More Adepts are warping in. Hydras are being targeted. So far, nice kiting. Getting on top of the Hydras, and this is getting a bit out of hand. Doesn't commit to the shade. Stays in the main. Catching more reinforcements. Catching more of the production. And at this stage, there should just be too many Adepts. He wants to go on the Hydras. He wants to dive in. He wants to, and he will. He will overwhelm. Every Hydra's going to go down. And GG gets called. Rogue is overwhelmed. Creator ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. Again, Rogue, he had 0 scouting into the main base. He had no idea what was going on. His scout was as the prism was moving out. So it was a late scout, a late reaction. He was getting a colony at his third base, which meant the third was safer, but he had no colony in the main. He had no colony at the natural. He had no wall off either to deny the shades going into the bases. Rogue, he was caught with his pants down. The pants were down, and with that, Creator does tie things up. And now we're going to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. For the first time this series, Rogue can now play StarCraft 2. As Rogue takes a loss, it is loser's pick, so Rogue is diving into StarCraft 2 Zerg. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player. We have the SC2 Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner here of Vermeer, we have the Brood War Protoss player. With the Brood War Protoss, we have the blue Protoss. It is Creator. here we go. There appears to be a timing where adepts can overwhelm. I mean, there is, but also on top of that, remember, a lot of it came down to the lack of scouting. If Rogue was aware earlier as to what was happening, then he could prioritize Hydra production earlier to mass up a larger Hydra count earlier as well. He could also get side defense ready. He can also get a drone in position to wall off the natural, to fully wall off, to nice shades getting into the bases as well. Like, there's a lot there that you can bring to the table that you can have in preparation for a glaive adept defense. But that just wasn't there for Rogue because he was lacking that information. I was lacking. Here we go. We're getting into the ace match. And Rogue, he will find Creator immediately. Let's find him. And we'll see if Rogue reveals his Overlord. As Creator, he... Oh, does he? There you go. So the Overlord does reveal itself, which means Creator knows. Creator, he's now aware of Rogue's position, as the Overlord should not be here this quickly if Rogue spawned in any other location. It is going to be a 2-gate opener out of Creator. It does open 2-gate. Rogue moves out. Moves out. Probe gets eyes on the timing of the hatchery here. Link speed is on the way. We're staying in gas once again. Again, Rogue has been playing this very gas-intensive style this entire day of broadcasting. And we're going for a roach rush. Okay, this does make sense. We are close by ground. We have vertical spawn locations, so close by ground. Rogue, he's going to commit. He's going to be hyper-aggressive. We'll see if he can break a Creator. Interesting, Creator, he is not opening up with a bay. He's opening up with a forge. This is more indicative of fast +1, more indicative of a more gateway-heavy composition instead. Interesting. We'll see if that's going to be the case. I mean, it would be in line with a double gate opener. We'll see. Still going for the bay. Huh. What was the forge for? Oh, I'm a little bit concerned. A little bit concerned because Roach production has begun. Roaches have begun. We're going to be moving out. We can get some safety cannons, I suppose. True. Cannons can be thrown down reactively. And there's the first cannon, so very safe play here by Creator by investing into those cannons. He's reading this quite well. Creator, he hasn't seen much of anything, but maybe because of the because the reputation, that's it. The reputation of Rogue, he's being hyper defensive. And when the Reaver pops out, Creator, he can hold on. They got he cancels! No! He canceled the cannon! Oh no! Here comes the all-in. The all-in is here. We needed that cannon. I don't know if that would have made or broken the defense. That I'm not so sure about, but we need everything we can get. Oh boy. We need everything we can get, Pappy. As here we go. The wall is going to be broken. Zealots are going down. Dragoons are out of position, and we've done it. Yeah, we've done it. We have Ravagers anyway. Even if the cannon was here, I think it would have worked. Like, I think Rogue would have broken through regardless. And yeah, with that, the boys are being pulled off Biles here on the Robo. And I don't think Creator can survive this. We're just losing so much. Reaver shots going off. Doesn't kill the Ravager. There we go. Ravager's finally going to be going down, but that's going to be critical damage here as Lings, they're busting on in. They're flooding into the bases. They're getting on top of the units, getting on top of the Dragoons. Oof. Dragoon going down. And GG gets called. Rogue, he does pull off the all-in. A Creator, he was playing blind. I thought that he was blindly just getting ready defensively. I thought he was blindly reading an all-in, but alas, does cancel the gateways. Sorry, does cancel the cannons in the end. No defensive setup. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Rogue. He will claim the series. Rogue will advance on into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Rogue, as he does come out in first place. Again, unfortunately, I mean, I guess it goes both ways. We spoke about how in game number 2, Rogue, he was lacking scouting information, so he didn't really know what he was up against, so he got caught with his pants down. Same here. Creator, he had no idea. Creator, he only saw the timing of the hatchery, and he saw the third base. That's all he scouted. He saw the hatchery timings, that's all he saw. He didn't see the additional gas income, true. Didn't confirm the gas income, didn't confirm the saturation afterwards, as there was no follow-up, unfortunately, and yeah, alas, in the end, Creator, he got caught out. GG, well played. Rogue does make it through. And with that, we have some catching up to do in regards to the rest of the bracket. Let's go. Let us go. Whew, from the top, we have Creator. Creator takes down Spirit 2-1 to make it through to the winners match. We had Rogue taking down ReBellioN 2-1 as well. We've had nothing but ace matches tonight, as Rogue takes down Creator 2-1 as well to make it through into the playoffs. Congratulations to Rogue, he's of course the first player through. Now we have 3 players remaining. We have Spirit, ReBellioN, and Creator. We have 3 players left. Oh boy, and we have 2 matches remaining. We're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we will have the elimination match and then the decider match. Oh boy, 2 matches left. 2 matches left. The door is open. Rogue's Hydra all-in remind me a bit of Dark, who loved his Mass Hydra. True. Yeah, I agree. I do think that Rogue's playstyle here is very reminiscent of Dark, just because Dark was also hyper-aggressive, for sure. But again, as you can see, if you're a fan of Creator, he's still in the tournament. He's still in the group, but he has to wait for his next opponent. So we're going to be going on that short break, and when we come back, we'll have a next series, we'll have a next matchup. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the finale here, to the tail end of the group stage of the SEL StarCraft Evolution League Season 2 Championship Round 16 Group D. We have 2 matches remaining here. We have confirmation that Rogue is the first player to make it through the group stage into the playoffs. Now we're here to determine the second player through Group D. Will it be one Protoss or a Terran? Yet to be determined. As for now, we do have the elimination match. We actually have the first player to be eliminated from the group stage from Group D. We have Spirit and ReBellioN. They're facing off. As a reminder, the winner of this series plays against Creator in the next round, so we still have more matches ahead of us. But here we go. Game 1 is going to be on Pylon. We're stepping into the ring here. Spirit is going to be rocking SE2. ReBellioN will be rocking Brood War. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing among SE2 people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player. The Polish Terran, the blue Terran representing ROC Esports. It is Spirit. Oh, let's go. We're cheesing. As the boys are being pulled, and we're setting up the proxy right outside of the natural. Ooh, the SCV scout. Ah, he does SCV scout. SCV scout does get eyes on the boys, does get eyes on the Pylon, as well as ReBellioN is making his way into the main base. What the hell are we doing here? Like, what's the plan? With 3 probes as well. Does pull in, does pull away, does force a reaction out of Spirit. 1 probe does peel off here to throw in the gateway. Ah, but the wall's getting up. Yeah, Spirit, he fully walls up. Ay, ay, ay. Again, so unfortunate. We're going for a cannon rush. The Forge and Gateway. More Pylons on the way, but again, it's unfortunate that Spirit went for the SCV scout. Otherwise, he might not be as prepared. 1 SCV does get killed. That will slightly delay the Rax. Rax is going to be slightly delayed, but for the most part, Spirit, he's on this. Is on this here. As we're still waiting a little bit longer, the Forge is almost done. We need those cannons. Gibbs. Oh, there we go. Cannons are on the way. Cannons are on the way. We're missing a little bit of DPS here with that probe. Marine production has begun. Bunker behind this. The bunker is going to be out of range of the side defense of the cannon. True. We'll be further back. ZEL production has begun. Proxy Cybercore. Now, I was going to say that this makes sense in the sense that if you remember, Spirit played a lot of mech. He played a very turtle-heavy style against Creator. I'm sure ReBellioN was watching, and I'm sure he wants none of that. He's like, get me out of here, man. Get me out of here. So his goal here is to cheese a Spirit out, but we'll see if he can, because, again, Spirit, he's able to have a really quick reaction. 1 probe already goes down. The cannon has no high ground vision, but the Zealot is rocking up to provide that. The Zealot has arrived. Oof. Gonna be thrown away. We have the shield battery, and this doesn't really have much momentum. We're just now throwing down the robo. It just feels so late. The robo has begun, but the cannon's gonna go down. If the cannon goes down, the Pylon goes down, and if we lose this position, then we can start laying siege upon the production. Down goes the cannon. Oh no! Oh, the Zealot takes a lot of hits. Barely survives. Very close. Will allow for the Dragoon to pop out. Dragoon does pop. Behind this, getting into tank production. Robo getting to the shuttle. So we can try to work our way up the ramp, but again, like I'm still not entirely convinced by this, Pappy. I'll be honest. Convince me, Pappy. Convince me. As we have the Bay on the way, that's going to be for Reaver production. Going Proxy Reaver. are getting in. So far, we have Spirit moving out across the map, going for his own drop. Does move out. As he moves out, ReBellioN moves in. Can he get on top of the tank? Oh. Goes to the mineral line. We'll lose one Dragoon. Again, a shaky start here for ReBellioN. And the drop gets across the map. The drop does get across. Shield battery's not done. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting far too much damage already. Nada, the Viking arrives, can focus on the shuttle. And it's all falling apart for ReBellioN. It was a quirky build, I will say that. It was very quirky. But GG gets called, gets shut down, and Spirits, he will take a 1-0 lead in the series. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Again, a quirky build out of ReBellioN. Unfortunately, got scouted immediately, right? The SCV scout did get eyes on it immediately, so we saw that Spirit was able to react in kind, was able to help deal with the initial pylon, with the initial zealot, with the initial cannon as well. Really quick reaction with the bunker, with the 1-1-1 setup in the main base. Just a clean response out of Spirit and a shaky execution out of ReBellioN. With that, Spirit takes the lead. Spirit takes the lead, and we'll see if Spirit can claim the entire series here and now. The pressure is on ReBellioN. Oh boy, the pressure is on, and we're loading into a very large map of the map pool. Let's go, we're loading into Maganatha. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the red Protoss player, we have the SE2 Protoss. Oh. Down in the series, we'll see if he bounce back. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, we have the Polish Terran, we have the Brood War Terran. It is Spirit. Here we go. Go. So we are moving out. So far this time, ReBellioN sets up back at home, thank God. No proxy. The gateway is back at home. He goes for his probe scout, but only scouting this time. And of course, now the shoe is on the other foot. Now Spirit, he is the Brood War player instead. Now, we spoke about this earlier, how, in my opinion, it feels like ReBellioN might have wanted to cheese Spirit out because he wanted to avoid a kind of late game mech style. Coming to Maganatha, Spirit, he might embrace that. Might try to slow things down and embrace mech. We'll keep it on him. We'll see if he goes for a faster third TC. We'll see if he goes into additional factories. So our eyes are on Spirit. On the flip side, ReBellioN, he has a couple of tech options. He can open up Robo, Twilight Council, or Stargate. We'll see where he takes us after the Cybercore. So far, standard opener out of our Protoss player. Meanwhile, double gas out of Spirit on the way. Settling in. I'm gonna be settling in here. Now, ReBellioN, he has actually played out some longer later games in the past in StarCraft Evolution. I remember it's vividly in my mind, ReBellioN, one of the few players, it was on ley lines where he went into Mass Arbiter against Mech, of all things. It might have been against Spirit. I can't remember if it was against Spirit or one of the other Korean Terran players. But, like, we have seen that from ReBellioN. It's one of the few times we saw Arbiters as well. But I guess, you know, ReBellioN, there was also him playing Brood War Protoss as well. But I'm curious to see. I'm hoping that he is willing to play out a longer game is what I'm getting at. For now, Robo Opener. Interesting, a very safe way to open up. Robo Opener allows you to get into early Immortal production. It also allows you to get into an early Bay, into early Colossus production as well. So a very defensive start here from ReBellioN. Very defensive. The downside of this, of course, without a Stargate, you have no Phoenixes or Oracles for harass and map control. Likewise, without Blink, you likewise also have no map control either. So we're going to be lacking map control, lacking aggressive potential. We could open up with an early Warp Prism to try to apply some pressure, but it's going to pale in comparison to what we would have with Blink Stalkers or with Oracles or with Phoenixes. Immortal production has begun. Adept shades into the main base. We do have additional factories. We have confirmation it is mech. It is going to be mech out of Spirit. No surprises there. We saw it earlier against Creator. We're seeing it here against ReBellioN. So Spirit is going to mech it up. ReBellioN, he has scouted. He has confirmed. He sees both factories. He knows. So ReBellioN, he's fully aware. Ion thrusters on the way. Spirit, he's going initially into mass vulture. Initially. Into a third CC. So faster CC here from Spirit. ReBellioN back at home, throwing down extra gateways. He's now aware of what's going on. There's the early warp prism, so he's going to be applying some pressure, moving out with this prism, moving out with the immortal. And Ramir is taking up. No Bay, which is good. We spoke about this in the Creator series, if you recall. I wasn't too fond of the Colossus response against mech, but going into Immortals, then into Charge, into Blink, into Archons, into High Templar, and a much more flexible mobile army is what you want. Now ReBellion's moving out. He gets spotted. ReBellioN is spotted. As more depths are warping in. I'm waiting for the Mass Goliath transition. Yo, it's not December of 2024 anymore, Pat. Not anymore. As we do pick off the Adepts. Adepts are cleaned up. Very nice defense here from Spirit. At the same time, warping into the main. Going for the slow-low warp in, but also going to be cleaned up. Gets a Vulture. Ooh, the Immortal taking a lot of damage. Yeah, the Immortal taking a lot of hits. Took down one tank, 2 Vultures. Spirit does hold nicely. Spirit does defend. But yes, in the chat I see MW. That is in reference to how Spirit used to play back in December of last year. Back before the Goliath got nerfed. If you remember, Spirit, he was the reason why the Goliath got nerfed. Quite hard. But Spirit, he did used to go Mass Goliath. And if you recall, we did see Spirit go into a heavy Goliath count against Creator, but there was reasoning for that. That was because, if you remember, Creator was going to Skytoss. He had Colossus and Skytoss, so it was more warranted to go into Mass Goliath. Here, I would imagine that Spirit won't have to commit into that heavy of a Goliath count unless there's a reason to. We'll see. We shall see. So now he's building up. Do have ReBellioN looking to dive in. Armory's on the way. We have our first Goliath. Mir does move forward. He gets one. He gets 2 tanks. Nice. Gets 3. Oh my god. 3 tanks going down. And you can see no Spider Mines. No Spider Mines are set up here. There's no punish for the Blinks. Spider Mines now on the way, but these are late. Yeah, late Spider Mines. Ooh, it baits out all of them with 1 Stalker. The bait was brutal, and the final tank goes down. It looks like Spirit, he's going to be broken. SCVs are falling. The third base is going to be denied. Massive big ups here from ReBellioN. And does he dive on the final tank? Not quite. But again, punishing Spirit for just barely not being ready with his Spider Mines. Speaking of, it does take down the final mines. Oh, blinks away. He could have tried to have dove forward, but now the tank gun is getting up. Again, we're making mass tank behind this. Tanks and vultures. With that, Spirit should have a much more secure position at the natural. What's important though, Spirit, he's denied the third. Can we get a kill? Oh, can he get a kill? Well, 3 more volleys. Uno más, he gets it. Yeah, it doesn't repair in time. CC goes down. Very nicely done here by ReBellioN. Takes down the CC, and Spirit, he is going to be stuck on 2 bases, and that is the win condition for ReBellioN behind this. Stargate is on the way, getting ready for Skytoss. Is getting ready. Spirit moves out with his vultures. Does move out for a counterattack, forcing ReBellioN back home. And ReBellioN, he does race back. He turns back around. Nice kiting here. Nice control. Spirit getting 6 probe kills, and from here he can pull away. No, he goes further in. Ooh. A little bit greedy here. It gets up to 7. But Spirit, he does get breathing room. He gets breathing room. He's now able to expand, able to get his 3rd base up. But ReBellioN has momentum. ReBellioN has to be careful not to overextend. At this point, now this area is secure. This area is very secure. We got a massive tank line. We got a minefield as well. Like, this is something that ReBellioN can no longer push into. It was nice damage early, but this is also why it's really crucial that ReBellioN is getting +1 air attack and getting a 2nd Stargate and a fleet beacon. Like, right now, because of all this anti-ground, because of all the mines and tanks, now is the time for Sky Toss, for Tempest, and for carriers. This is also where Spirit is getting ready for his anti-air. We have the upgrades on the way for Goliath, we have Wraiths on the way, but soon we're going to need Goliaths, Valkyries, Wraiths. Soon we will need anti-air to counter the upcoming Sky Toss. The problem, though, is that Spirit doesn't know. Now, he can assume, at this point, he should be aware that he has plenty of anti-ground, that he is secure from any kind of ground assault. Now we do need the Goliaths, now we do need anti-air. And he's working on it, so he knows. Again, Spirit, he does know. Again, Sky Toss is on the horizon. As again, Spirit, he's forcing the Sky Toss. I'm not too convinced by going into Carrier instead of Tempest. Like, Tempests are typically more efficient units here. But regardless, I mean, Sky Toss is still going to be useful. Jesus, as again, we're just setting up so many mines. Spirit is turtling up. If you recall, this is the reason why I believe that ReBellioN went for the cheese in game 1, because he wanted to avoid this kind of game state and avoid his opponent turtling. Spirit is building up. From here, ReBellion's just running his army. We will need a mothership, for example, to support. Mothership getting a couple of Archons morphed in as well. Oh, and ReBellioN is pushing. And he has to be careful here. Okay, now arriving with a Sky Toss. There may be an opening that he can find depending on where the Goliaths are positioned. But Spirit, he spots the army, he responds. Yeah, he responds, he rotates. Everything rotates over. Everything rotates. Carriers pushing in. Goliaths, they're coming in for a flank. Oh, they're getting within range. One of the carriers taking a lot of damage. But the ground army has arrived. The first carrier is going to be targeted. Yeah, one carrier goes down to 4. Down to 4, down to 2, down to 3, down to 2. Yeah, down to 2 carriers. Ay. And ReBellion's losing too much. He's losing far too much here. And this is why I mentioned that I didn't like the idea of going carrier instead of Tempest, as Goliath can punch the carriers quite hard. Now we start Tempest production, but he cancels and he goes back into carrier. Okay, we're committed. Let's go. Let's go. ReBellioN is committed to mass carrier. Okay. Unfortunately, this does feel like a bit of a band-aid kind of composition. Not something that scales amazingly into Mass Goliath. Like right now, it is warranted to go Mass Goliath. It's what he needs against the Skytos. So they try to charge in. They do get on top of all the tanks. Nicely done. So they do almost reset that tank count. The Zealots did a great job tanking. And as long as ReBellioN can keep reinforcing with Zealots, then he can try to get on top of the Goliaths. But it comes down to that ground army. Zealots, the Archons, the Immortals. Gets up the ramp. Spirity's going for the base trade. Let's go. We're committed. We're committing to the base trade. Spirit will lose 1 CC. At the same time, ReBellioN losing a Nexus. Bases are going to be going down. Now ReBellioN, he can always recall. True. Recall is available. Spirit is taking his time. The Goliaths are getting choked up on the tanks. Ooh, some of them are glitched out inside tanks as well. Ay, ay, ay. So Spirit is taking a long time, and more bases are falling. Spirit losing his third, losing his natural. Again, the anti-air is lacking here in the main. Just now making some Goliaths. Okay, with the turrets, Spirit, he holds onto the main. Now ReBellioN, after he kills the space, does he recall? What's the plan? Does he recall? Does he keep going? There it is. There's a recall. Does recall to the main. The tanks are on their own, so the carriers, if the Skytos army, if he moves in, he can clean up all the tanks. Ooh, brutal tank shots though. Yeah, the ground army moves in. One Archon goes down. Gets an Archon. Gets the second Archon as well. The Tempest can at least chip away this army for free. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol here from ReBellioN, or he does miss the opportunity. Now he's moving forward. Once again, though, he's throwing away all of his ground units. Every Immortal goes down. And now it's only Carrier. And you can see they're just being targeted. Yeah, one. They're getting 3 shots. Carriers are going down. Again, ReBellioN, he chose to commit to Mass Carrier. He chose to commit to a subpar army. And he will lose everything. He will lose everything. With that, there's nothing left. GG gets called, and with that, Spirit will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the decider match. GG. GG, well played. There was a moment there where ReBellioN, he made one Tempest. It was as his army was pulling back after the first fight. Then he cancelled and he still went into Mass Carrier. Like, Mass Carrier does not scale well into a longer game. Like, carriers, I did mention this earlier. I did say this phrase earlier. Carriers are kind of like a band-aid solution. Like, they're like a stepping stone into something greater typically. They can be a good supportive unit, but again, as we saw, the Goliaths were able to punish and brutalize those carriers. We saw 2 Tempests at the very end of the game, but that was only at the very end, and we never really got to make use of them. So with that, GG well played. With that, we did see Spirit popping off. Seems popping off. It was also, I want to say, the correct call to go for the base trade. As you saw, we actually had a better fight. There was actually one fight that went ReBellion's way when he had Zealot reinforcements. When he moved in with his army, when Zealots were tanking the tank shots, he was actually getting into the tanks and getting into the Goliaths as well. Like, he was actually trading really nicely in that head-on fight, but that was really the only moment. After that, Spirit just avoided the main army, went for the base trade. GG. GG, well played. And with that, congratulations, Spirit, he does advance on, and now we have one final series to determine the last remaining players for StarCraft Evolution playoffs. Let's go. Let us go. It's going to be a rematch. It's going to be a rematch here between Spirit and Creator. Oh boy. The rematch is upon us, and not just that, but this is going to be a best of 5. Not a best of 3, a best of 5 Decider match. Let's go. And I'm a little bit anxious. This has potential to go the distance. This has potential to go the distance here. These two had a very long series initially. We had a lot of late game. We had a lot of maxing outs. We had a lot of mech. Do we repeat ourselves here? I hope not, but let's go. Let's find out. As in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player. We have the Brood War Terran for RSC Esports. It is a Spirit. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss. It is a Creator. We go. As the Terran versus the Protoss matchup does continue. Settling into our game. And again, when it comes to this rematch here, Spirit, he showed off a lot of mech. Now, the one game that Spirit did win against Creator was really impressive. It was with his SE2 Terran, where he went for mass drop play. He went for just a non-stop hyper-aggression, multi-prong aggression, going for drops on the left, drops on the right, drops into the main base, drops into the third, and he pulled Creator apart. Creator had a really hard time keeping up with Brutal Protoss. I mean, Brutal Protoss infamously has, you know, far less mobility and can have a hard time against that kind of style. And Creator, he was torn apart. He was torn apart. We'll see if Spirit can embrace that style again. For now, though, he is stuck with Brood War Terran, which is a bit of a slower style at times. We're expecting mech, but we'll see if he surprises us with bio instead. For now, Rax Expand. Rax Expand out of Spirit. eBay is going to be targeted down, and Creator, he will soon expand. For now, going for the gateway into Cybercore before Nexus. But it's now on the way. Nexus is on the way. We're soon waiting for the tech of choice from Creator. Does he go Robo, Twilight Council, or Stargate? There are 3 tech options available here for our Protoss player. Likewise, Spirit, do we commit into something greater? Oh, do you see what I see? I see a second Rax. Hello. We're going a little bit old school, or I mean, it's been very trendy for a long time in the lifespan of StarCraft Evolution. Are we going for a 3 Rax? Are we going 3 Rax Sim? There it is. There is that third Rax, hidden further back behind the main base. Let's go. So a very strong sim timing is going to be ahead of us here. Now, my big question, Creator, he's newer to StarCraft Evolution. Has he played against this? Has he played against this style? Now, I would imagine he's done some custom games with Beyond. Like, Creator and Beyond are really good friends. They're really good friends. They spend a lot of time outside of the game together, and I'm pretty sure, and if I recall, Beyond, he's the player that actually got Creator into StarCraft Evolution. So, with all that being said, have they played customs? If they have, then Creator should be familiar with this. If not, then I don't know if he's played against this before. Because here comes the Academy. The Academy is going to be for Stim. Going to be for Stim, for medic production as well. So this is going to hit quite hard. Will hit hard. See if Creator's able to respond. So we're throwing down extra gateways. Okay. For the time being, we do have a 3-gate blink setup here. Very safe play at a Creator. We'll see if he goes for something more aggressive with a 4th gateway. See if he goes for the Robo. Yeah, there it is. So 3-gate Robo opener out of Creator. Very standard, very safe, very meta. Gases as well. He's staying on 2 bases, going for a delayed 3rd. This is going to be ideal against the 3 Rax. So far, so good. Whoa, hold on. That is not Stim. Wait, what? That's U238 shells, right? Am I crazy? Did they change the visual? Okay, let's go. Factory's on the way. Hallucination does confirm the Raxes, does confirm the Academy. And that's the U23HLs. So we're not going for an early stim timing. We're staying on 2 bases. Spirit, he's staying on 2 bases. He's not going for the early timing. We have the factory on the way. We have a 3rd CC on the way. This is a build that I haven't seen before. Huh. Okay. All right. Because of this, I do prefer Spirit's position. Creator, he's being very safe, very defensive. He's throwing down a Bay and Forge. Creator, because of this very safe and very defensive play, his third base is late. This is a late third base for Creator in favor of earlier Robo, in favor of earlier Colossus. Creator, he wants Spirit to push. He wants Spirit to be active. If Spirit isn't, and Spirit isn't, he's expanding, then Spirit can take a lead. As now Stim is on the way. Spirit, he does look to dive in. So now he does have his move out, but he's just moving out to expand. His third base is not being taken. We'll see if Spirit commits across the map. Does get a Stalker. Let's pick up the Stalker. Creator setting up defensively. First Colossus is already out. If you recall, this is what I mentioned, how Creator, he wants Spirit to push. He wants him to push because Creator, he's ready for a fight. But Spirit's not pushing. Spirit, he's expanding. He's getting his third base. He's keeping up, if not excelling economically. And we're getting into the mid-game. We're building up into the mid-game. Extra action behind this. Do we start a 4th CC? Eyes are on Spirit. We have some fire bats. Okay. I mean, that'll be a way to help tank those charge lots. Fire bats that have their place. Armory's on the way. Starport as well. And Spirit just staying at home. Staying back home, building up. And soon Spirit, he will push. In my mind, I thought it was going to be waiting for his next wave, but no, he's moving out. His move gets spotted by the Observer. As he moves out, Creator moves in. Ooh, and he does hit the third. Yeah, the third base is exposed as if he's going to be going down at the same time. Nice force field, getting on top of the tanks. Oh no! Tank boys, they almost get the Colossus. They strip away the shields. Gotta respect the tanks. Fire bats to defend. Colossus getting almost surrounded. Yeah, Spirit, he dives in. Nice sub-subbing. He gets one Colossus goes down. Nice dive from the tanks, and Creator's just being outscaled. He's just being outscaled here. And Spirit did have the edge when it came to the openers. Creator, he was ready for an earlier attack, but as the game progressed, he fell further behind. And the expansion does go down. And takes down the 4th base. Creator falling behind economically. Ooh, Spirit, calm down. Spirit getting too excited. Gets a little bit too excited towards the end. Oh. Creator going for the gold. Trying to recover in some way. It's Creator trying to come in from behind. Mass on siege. Now it's time. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3 tanks. It's everything. Yeah, very nice engage here from Creator. He does catch his opponent off guard. Spirit completely off guard. He will lose every single tank. Yeah, not just tanks, he will lose everything. The bio as well. Again, the MVP there, the Observer. The Observer saw everything. As soon as Spirit unsieged, bam, Creator, he went for it. He went for it, he went for the kill, the Observer told him everything he needed to, and Spirit, he plummets in supply. Now, Spirit still killed the third base. True. Oh, sorry, the fourth, I should say. Did kill the fourth, so Creator still stuck on 3 bases. But to take a very strong fight, and Creator, he preserved the Colossus. Impressive. Impressive play there from Creator. Spirit taking his fourth. So we do have a back and forth. But Creator has momentum. He has a larger army. Spirit, he's stuck defending. He's stuck at home. And we'll see if Creator can find a way in. Oh. Yes, he does go for the blink, does go for the dive, and so far does take down 1, 2, 3 tanks. 3 tanks good, and there's no buffer. Yeah, there's no buffer, no support. We're getting on top of every single tank. The tank line gets completely shut down. And once again, Creator, he gets into the third. Gets into the third base. Boys being pulled away. Oh, pulled within range of the Colossus. Oh no! 2 SCVs survive. 2 SCVs get out of there. And yeah, Creator, again, after that initial fight out in the open, snowballs into breaking the third base, and Spirit just doesn't really have much left to defend. You can see he's got 3 tanks to cover his natural. He's got 1 tank out at his third base, his new third. And Creator's just going for the kill. Yeah, he's just going for the kill. GG gets called. Creator, he will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. An intense back and forth. Both players had their moments in that game, but alas, unfortunately, Spirit, he either overstayed his welcome, or unfortunately, he didn't get eyes on the Observer that was watching him the entire time. It was a brutal moment when he lost the entire army out in the open, out on the map, and from there, Creator, he snowballed into that win. GG. GG, well played. But it was a really interesting build out of Spirit, and I was favoring him. I was favoring him initially, you know, securing his third base, moving out, killing the fourth of his opponent. Had some good moments, but not enough. Not good enough. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the StarCraft 2 Terran player. We have the Polish Terran representing ROC Esports down in the series. We'll see if he bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brood War Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss. Leading the series 1-0. It is a Creator. Okay. So now we are going to be selling in. Welcome one all to Vermeer. Vermeer is a Brood War map that has been ported over, and it is a 4-player spawn map. We can spawn in bottom right, bottom left, top left, and top right as well. So very large, a lot of bases, of course. But depending on spawn locations, we can have a longer rush distance or a shorter rush distance instead. We haven't seen Spirit embrace mech yet, but especially with close spawns, we could see Spirit go for a much more heavy Cyclone style into a much more aggressive battle mech composition. We'll see. We'll see. As so far, ranks expand, standard opener out of Spirit. Meanwhile, Creator likewise going for his own gate expand into Cybercore as well. So openers are looking economic. And we'll see where they lead us. We'll see where we go. Here we go. You see Creator scouting with his first Zealot. Does check the top side. Rover opener, we're expecting Reaver drops. Is what we're expecting. As that is a Rover before the second gateway. In. We'll delay the CC for a couple of seconds and of course I'll confirm the location of Spirit. But outside of that doesn't really get much done. The Zealot is going to get picked up. Meanwhile the base on the way, as we said, based on the opener, Reaver drop out of our Protoss player. Spirit going for a 1-1-1. Interesting. No add-on swap yet. We're also missing a tech lab here. So what are we taking into? Initially going for an early drop. Okay. So we can go for a Marine Widowmine drop. I believe if we move out with all these units, with the Marines and the Widowmines, the goal would be to get economic damage, where the Marines focus on probes and the Widowmines zone away the Dragoons. It's typically how this comes together. Same time, Reaver is on the way. Here comes the drop, and again, this is designed for economic damage. We'll see what he can get done. Likewise, Creator is ready here in his natural. Reaver drop is now moving out. Hellion gets spotted. Drop unloads at the third, going for the cancel. Okay. Does move in, does go for the cancel, will force it. Oh, we saw the Creator, he did hesitate with this drop. But so far, nice damage by Spirit. Really nice damage. Creator, he was out of position. Back at home, Viking is ready, and Spirit, he should shut this down. So we're just having a stronger start here. Creator, he goes further in, which means it's going to be a secure kill. Reaver truck goes up, he gets one SCV, and the Viking will completely shut this down. Oof. Brutal loss here for Creator. Shuttle goes down, Reaver as well. He gets a couple of shots off, he gets a couple of SCVs. Oof. But not worth it. That is not worth it for Creator whatsoever. Remember, he already lost his third base as well. So a shaky start for the Protoss. We saw Spirit earlier today shut this down with Cyclone, if you recall. With Mass Cyclone here, shutting it down with the Viking. The Reaver drops have not been going well for Creator. See if Creator can make up for that. And Spirit, he's not making it up, of course, is getting into bio. Stim, combat shields. There's 3-1-1 setup. Third CC is on the way, so Spirit, he's not going for a 2-base all-in. He is expanding. And so far, I'm liking Spirit's position. He's double expand. Oh my god. Double expanding even. Okay, third and a fourth CC at the same time. We'll see if Spirit can get away with it. The pressure's on Creator. He's now moving out. He's got his Reavers. He has two of them. He will miss the army though. Ooh. The armies, they pass by each other. What is it to defend back at home? Unsieged tanks. Siege mode has not been researched. Shots going up. Gets a Marauder. Marines are coming in from behind. They're coming in from behind. Liberator does arrive at the natural. The Reaver's exposed. The Reaver's exposed. He's moving in. Can he save it? Yeah, shots going off, wasted on buildings. Marines, they do rush in. No stim. Wow, no stim. Oh no, one Reaver goes down to the tank. All right, of course it didn't research these merge. My mind was elsewhere. Tanks are being cleaned up. Marines are getting caught out. Again, Stim just now finishing, and it looks like a Creator, he may have just barely done it in time. Again, attacking Stim. Takes down the mineral line. The Dragoons are getting very low. Oh my god. Dragoons, they're going to be cleaned up. Okay. Spirit holds. Spirit, he holds, he defends. He may have lost 20 SCVs, but remember, he has a 3rd and a 4th CC. He has 4 command centers. So Spirit, he could try to recover here. Could try, depending on whether or not Creator gives him time. Doesn't give him breathing room. Goes back in. Oof. Nice connection. Gets 3 SCVs. Gets 3. Gets another 2. Shuttle does pull away. Shuttle does pull away. As the Reaver harass continues, catching out a mule. Ooh. Medevac drop getting caught out. Creator, he's popping off. Denies the drop, harasses across the map. The army's out of position, nothing to defend. Getting more SCV kills. And even here in position at his natural, Creator, he's all over this. Yeah, he's all over the drops. But did I speak too soon? Medevacs, they bypass the Dragoons. They get into the 3rd. Probes are going down. Late reaction. Yeah, late reaction. Ooh, the shuttle goes down. Creator, he's distracted. Yeah, big distraction. Shuttle falls. Creator, he'll lose a Reaver. Nice control. But Creator, he does lose one of his Reavers. And the shuttle. At the same time, Medevac goes down. Very intense couple of moments, but overall, Creator, he still comes out on top. Ideally, he would not have lost his shuttle, as there is dead space here. So a little bit shaky, but Creator overall comes out on top. He will defend. And the pressure's still on Spirit. He's dropping. Both players are. Creator looks like he did see the drop. Observer gets caught out. Creator, he responds. Like where Spirit, he knows he got spotted, so he pulls back. Pulls back the medevacs. Nice movement here by Spirit. Spirit Jesus loading everything up, and we may just go for the base trade. At this point, we're going to go for the base trade. Doom drop towards the natural. Meanwhile, Creator, he pushes in towards the 3rd. The 3rd doesn't matter as much. Again, time is of the essence. We got to go. But Creator, he doesn't realize that we are coming to a base trade. Here we go. There's that Doom drop. Doom drop comes in. The Creator, we got to go. We got to send it. We got to keep going. Oh, the Reavers, they come back home to defend. Interesting. Okay. Doesn't come back home. The Reavers moving in. Massive tank boys going off for the Dragoons. Reavers into the main. And the tanks are falling. Their Creator, he has broken the main base. Spirit at the same time busts into the 3rd. He's going for the elimination, going for trying to kill all the buildings. We're on a move. We're on a move. We have to focus down the Liberator. The Liberator just getting a lot of free hits in. Yeah, Creator, he wasn't paying attention. Focusing across the map. There we go. Final Liberator does go down, but Creator, he lost a lot of supply in the process. But he has an army. Yeah, he has a defensive army here in the main. Creator, he defends and he attacks. Spirit, he's racing back home. He knows he can no longer kill Creator. The best chance is to try to deal with an army at a time. Spirit is down to 1 CC. Oh, the Reaver shots. Oh my god. Flush save. Flush save. Reaver shots. Oh, they will connect. They Mech. They focused on some of the Marauders, but overall, Spirit, he does defend. He defends back. No, he's down to 1 SCV. No. That's the only SCV left. Stay hidden, Pappy. Stay hidden. GG gets called, and with that, Creator, he overwhelms. He does pop off in the base trade, and Creator, he takes a 2-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Creator, he does take a 2-0 lead here, and he is 1 game away from claiming the series. Una más, Pappy, una más. 1 game away. Again, very intense back and forth here, but overall, Creator, he was able to get across the map in time, able to deal critical damage, able to gain map control. Again, it was really impressive to see Creator keep up with all the drop play. He kept up with the drop at his third base, at his natural, the main push as well. He was harassing. Creator, he was keeping up, if not exceeding the speed of Spirit. Now, here we go. Getting into our next game, potentially the final game of the series. The pressure is now on Spirit. He has to fight back here and now. In the top side of Sylphid, we have the SE2 Terran. It is Spirit for ROC Esports. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Brutal Protoss leading the series 2-0. It is a Creator. Glass looks so cool, and this is what they do. They do. Look sick. Do look sick. Didn't think the series was gonna go this way. Kind of. Like, again, this is a rematch, and Creator did beat Spirit initially. I didn't think the series would go this way in the sense that I would expect more mech. I was expecting like mech every game out of Spirit, to be honest, and we haven't gotten any mech yet. No mech yet, whether it's with Brood War Terran or SE2 Terran. That is my one surprise here, considering how mech heavy Spirit was in their first best of 3. So we'll see if we embrace mech here in game 3. As we are loading into Sylphid. Sylphid, of course, is a 3-player spawn map. We have the top spawn, left spawn, and right spawn as well. For now, we have an economic opener, Rax, expand out of Spirit. So standard opener out of Spirit. Meanwhile, we do have Creator doing the same. Going at gate, expand. And my eyes are on Spirit. They have to be, right? The pressure is on. How does he approach this? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? As we have the gateway into Robo, into second gateway, so this does look like a Reaver drop opener out of Creator. Meanwhile, Spirit going for his factory. Not really set up for an add-on swap. So he may go for the Marine drop again, just like last game. He may open up Reacted Marine into Widowmine, into Medevac, into drop. We'll see. But so far, the builds are the exact same that we saw in the last game. Yep, there's that 1-1-1. Oh, never mind. We do have an earlier tech lab. So earlier tech lab, this can lead into earlier safety Cyclone production, or it can lead into an add-on swap into earlier Banshee play. So Spirit, he has options. Meanwhile, back at home, we do see that Bay into that Reaver drop. Now, if we do open up early Cyclone, never mind add-on swap. No early Cyclone. We are going for what should be Banshee play. Interesting. Now, because of this opener, there is no early Viking, there is no early Cyclone. It means that there's no early way to punish the shuttle yet. We might get there still, especially because, again, we have a later tech lab, but still a tech lab on the factory, so we can still go for the early Cyclone. There's the Banshee, Cloak Banshee, very big investment into this. Big investment into those Cloak Banshees. And, ooh, we're skipping the Cyclone. Okay, so because there's no Cyclone, because there's no Viking, this Reaver drop can actually achieve quite a lot of damage. Whether or not it does, I mean, there's still Marines. There's a nice spread of Marines here. Like, this is the bare minimum to defend. If Spirit controls well, he could pull that off. What I'm most concerned by isn't the defense. I'm concerned by the scouting. We'll see if Creator can get a read on what exactly is happening here. Remember, you have to jump through some hoops to get into detection. It's going to be Cloak Banshee, not regular Banshee. And Creator, he will need an observatory to get an observer. Remember, there is a structure, there's a building that you have to get into. Otherwise, Banshees can just end the game. You know, we've seen it before in PvP with a DT walking in, or PvZ, or... I mean, there's a lot of matchups where DTs can just walk in and end the game. But alas, there's the observatory. Creator, he will have an observer. Eventually. As Creator, he waited for the second Reaver, so this is going to be a delayed drop. Waits for the second Reaver. Now he moves in. Back into the defense, what do we have? Okay, we have a Marine spread in the main base. We have no anti-air at the natural. 0 anti-air. The shuttle can freely move in. Actually, he's just going for the head-on assault. He's going for the bunker. Okay. Let's go. Does go for the mineralized SCVs. They go down. They were pulled into repair. 8 workers fall. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal damage. As we're still shelling away. At the same time, here come the Banshees. More workers going down. Banshees, they can one-shot. Yeah, 2 Banshees, they one-shot probes. Do we have an observer? The observer is... Oh, turning around. Yeah, the observer's not at home. Banshees, that's a lot of damage. They're popping off. Ooh, bit of miscontrol here by Creator. It does miscontrol, does rally in. Bleeds out a lot. Oh, he takes a lot of shots. Only 1 Dragoon to defend. This is becoming critical damage here. Probes are going down. At the same time, drop into the main. That's more CVs. Ooh. Oh yeah, the Reaver goes down. The tank was within range. And we're getting messy. We're getting very messy here. We have 19 SCV kills. Meanwhile, we have 16 across the map. The Banshee's still alive. Both players are hurting. Oof. Creator that much more. Losing even more probes. And what's scary here is that we have a big power spike on the way for Spirit. What do we have? Stim, combat shields, and +1. We have a big Stim timing that's soon going to be available. Ooh, the Reaver goes down. Creator dropping twice now within range of that 1 tank. This 1 tank killed both Reavers. And that might just be too much. That might just be too much. That's 2 Reavers falling. Creator, he needed more damage. He's falling behind. Now, what I will say when it comes to the eventual defense here is that even if you're behind with solid connections with this Reaver, Creator, he can still take a fight. Even if he's down in supply, even if he has less momentum, depending on how these Reavers connect, how these Scarabs connect, he could still try to pull this off. But this is a terrifying army. It's 4 tanks. Oh, Spirit expands. I would have said that this would not have been a bad moment for Spirit to just commit on 2 bases. He snipes the Observer, but he does expand. Okay. Oh, tanks on siege. Tanks are on siege, and we're getting on top of 1, getting on top of 2 tanks, just barely. As the Reaver goes down, yeah, the Reaver does fall. This is maybe the best fight that Creator could have hoped for, but it's still not going to go his way. Takes down the final tank with a Bio Army, stims in. He stims and he wins. GG gets pulled. Spirit, he will take the game. He will fight back. He will begin his comeback in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. The Banshees were brutal across the map. They did equivalent, if not more, damage, dealing pro damage, killing workers in the natural, in the main base as well. It was critical damage. On top of that, Creator, he lost his Reavers. He lost both Reavers across the map, so he had no defense. We did mention that maybe the best chance would be with some Reaver connections, with some Scarab shots in the center, but the fight, again, probably went as best as it could have for Creator, but still not enough. Still enough. GG, well played. We have a back and forth. We have a series, and we're going to be jumping into Pylon for game number 4. Let's go. Let us go. The worm unit is very powerful, a bit much. Clearly not enough. Ay. But when it comes to the Scarab damage, Spirit, he was being punished for his control. Again, he should have been aware that he saw the Reaver coming in, but he still clumped up his SCVs. We had some really nice Scarab shots at the natural base when the SCVs clumped trying to repair. So that was like one big moment that Creator capitalized on, but that was really like kind of the only big moment. With that, the Banshees did pop off, and now we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Brood War Terran player. Ooh, the Brood War Terran himself. For RC Esports, the Polish Terran, it is a Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the SC2 Protoss player, the Red Protoss. It is Creator. Still one game away from claiming the series again. Creator, he's now able to embrace SC2 Protoss. He can get comfortable here, and we'll see what Spirit goes for. Spirit, he does open up with the eBay block. Creator, he does miss the SCV. Goes down to the low ground, but is it too late? Is there too much progression? Sends out 2 more probes, but there's just so much progression on this eBay. Ay. He may just be forced to take the unnatural natural. No, he will focus on the eBay. This is a big delay here for Creator, forced to make the Zealot. Yeah, Zelda's on the way. And a nice start for Spirit. Spirit, he starts well. As Creator cannot expand. And if you recall, I was talking earlier about how I expect a little more mech out of Spirits in this series. Now we're finally on Pylon. This would be a map for mech, but we'll keep an eye on Spirit. We'll see. We'll see how he does approach Pylon. It's possible that after his matches against Creator in their first best of 3, that maybe he's just scared off of mech and just doesn't want to deal with that anymore. As we'll soon see our take of choice. After a follow-up. Creator, he has yet to see much. I mean, there's not really much to see. Twilight Council. So Twilight Council open out a Creator with this and going to blink. He can play more defensively, he can be more greedy. We'll see how many gateways he throws down, and we'll see how long it takes to expand and get a third. Does he play safe? Does he take chances? Does he cut corners? Oh, meanwhile, third CC before starport. Very greedy build here by Spirit. If Creator confirms what's going on, he can respond with a faster third as well. Or, technically, he could respond with extra gateways with 4-gate blink and try to punish Spirit. So, he could respond with aggression, he could respond with greed. First things first, though, he has to scout what's happening, as it is going to be mech. Hallucination does confirm. He gets eyes on the second factory and on the third CC. He knows. He's now aware of the greed, and he's now aware of the mech. Creator, his response, greed. His response, faster base. So Creator, he's not going for a 2-base all-in. He's not going to be hyper-aggressive. He will apply some pressure. His goal here should be, though, to outgreed his opponent, to outproduce his opponent, gain a greater economy, and try to outscale in the mid-game. So far, Creator has all the information he needs. Let's go to all the info. This creator, he is going to reinforce. With this hallucination, he can gain high ground vision and potentially blink into the main. The last blink is still a couple of seconds away. Spirit getting in position to defend his third. Spirit's in position. Third base is being taken. Oh, and he does get into the main. He does blink in. There's one tank in position. Do we dive on the tank? Oh. He doesn't quite. It does pull away. Brutal tank shots going up, but the Stalkers, they barely survive. They get behind the mineral line. Voids are being pulled, and we get 4 SEV kills. Not too bad. 4 SEVs go down. I would say a nice defense out of Spirit. Nice defense, doesn't take too many losses. Spirit defends well. Does defend well. We can see that Creator is committing to a mass gateway follow-up into what should be charge and +1. No Forge yet, which is a little bit concerning. So we're lacking the upgrade, lacking the Forge, but still going to a mass gateway style. And Creator still looking for a way in. Yes, this is mech. Yes, Spirit is turtling up, but right now it's early enough where the tank count is quite low, and you can see there are openings, right? This natural is looking very exposed. The natural is exposed. The main base also exposed as well. The army is mainly centralized here at the third. So Creator, he splits up. You can see here that we're kind of covering the entrance to the natural. Turret is on the way. We'll see if Creator can get in. Likewise his way into the main base as well. Creator, he... I mean, now there are vultures. Yeah, now there are vultures to defend. So Creator, he took a little bit too long. Drop into the main base, so this will get damage done. Going for the warp in, getting SEV kills. Vultures, they respawn, but there's a minefield here at the natural. Spirit is hoping to try to bait Creator in. Ooh, kills the armory, not bad. Armory goes down, denies +1. What's the plan? Warping in Zealots, he can bait out those mines. It's going to be 7 SCV kills. Prism is going to be shut down. And Creator, he's now committing in. Can he get on top of the tanks? Oh, 7 spider mines. 1 spider mine does connect, but the tanks are exposed. He's going to get 1, 2, 3 tanks going down. Creator, he overwhelms. He's done it. He has broken the final tank. The final tank goes down. And Creator, he will break the third base. Very nice attack here. Distracting in the main base. Catching out the tanks exposed. Oh, baiting him in, but GG gets called. Creator, he will overwhelm, and Creator, he will take the series 3-1, advancing on into the playoffs. GG. GG, well played Creator, abusing some of the immobility here of his opponent. Again, Spirit, he did leave most of his tanks at his third base, and they were all on their own. Yes, there were mines, there were spider mines to protect the natural. Remember, they were just outside of the natural entrance, but they were not protecting the tanks themselves. The vultures were also busy in the main base of the tanks. They were exposed, they were on their own. GG. GG, well played Creator, does dive on top, but does overwhelm and does make it through. Congratulations here to Creator. And with that, we have our confirmed group stage finishing up. We have our confirmed players. Let's head on over here to our group and catch up on those results. Let's go. Let us go. We do have initially Creator. Creator took down Spirit 2-1. Rogue took down ReBellioN 2-1. And in the first half of the broadcast, we had non-stop ace matches as Rogue took down Creator 2-1. And Rogue, he was the first player to make it through into the main event, into the playoffs, I should say. This is the main event, but into the playoffs. So GG, well played. With that, though, that led into the elimination match. This is where we had a little bit more one-sided matches. Spirit took down ReBellioN 2-0. Impressive win there for Spirit. And then Creator, he was able to once again take down Spirit in the rematch, taking him down 3-1 to qualify for that for the playoffs. Congratulations here. Congratulations to Creator. And I believe we already have the rest of the brackets seeded. Oh boy, we can have a look together. Let's go. Oh god, Jesus, there's a lot of mirror matchups. Ay. For nada the admins here for all the mirror matchups. Jesus. I mean, it confirms that there are no mirror matchups in the semis. That is true, but okay, let's go. One moment. One moment as I will show off the brackets. Un momento. Okay, there we go. There we go. So again, the group stage has concluded. We had Tasia and Mana making it out of Group A. We had ReBellioN and 3 out of Group B. We had Classic and Cure out of Group C. Sorry, I'm dying. And we had Rogue and Creator out of Group D. So we have our top 8 players in StarCraft Evolution, and now we have our playoff bracket. Here we go. We have our playoff bracket. From the top, we spoke about a lot of mirror matchups. We have Tasia and Kira facing off in a Terran versus Terran matchup in the quarterfinals. We have Rogue and 3 facing off in the ZVZ. We have ReBellioN and Creator. Oh, the 2 friends. That's unfortunate. ReBellioN and Creator, the 2 good friends, are going to be facing off in the quarterfinals. And then we have Classic and Mana facing off in the Protoss versus Protoss matchup. Interesting. It's a little bit unfortunate how this was seeded. A little bit unfortunate when it comes to the placement of some of these players. Specifically, I'm referring to ReBellioN and Classic. Out of all these players, I think my favorite top 2 players here in SE Evolution in this top 8 is probably ReBellioN and Classic. I think I would place them as the number 1 and number 2 players. I mean, they top their groups, right? Like Classic, he topped Group C, and ReBellioN topped Group B, right? Like I would favor those 2 as the current 2 best players in, at least in this tournament. So it is unfortunate that they're both in the same half of the bracket. They're both in the same half, and they're going to be knocking each other out in the potential semifinals. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate. When it comes to the other players here, you know, Tasia, he's rising through the ranks. Again, in my mind, Cure and Rogue, they are heavily, from what we've seen, they are heavily relying on their SE2. They're heavily relying on their SE2 skills to carry them in this tournament. And based on their opponents, Tasia and 3, I think it's possible. I think that if Cure and Rogue faced off against either ReBellioN or Classic, I think they'd have a really hard time. But they've avoided them. They've avoided them, so we could see them go even further in this tournament. We could see them go further here, and we'll see how far they can go. So yeah, interesting matchups here. Best of luck to all the competitors, of course. Best of luck to Tasia, to Cure, to Rogue, to 3, ReBellioN, Creator, Classic, and Mana, for sure. Wish them all the best. There are no mirrors in SEVO. True. Not wrong. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate when it comes to seeding overall, when it comes to placements. But hey, you know, I might be overstepping. You know, maybe Creator causes an upset against ReBellioN, and maybe ReBellioN causes an upset against Classic, and maybe they're knocked out early. But at least I'm expecting them to face off in the semis. And then I would be favoring whoever wins between them to win the entire tournament. But we'll see. We'll see regardless. GG, well played. And again, this is going to be over the weekend. Over the weekend, this event is going to be taking place. I believe we won't be covering it, as I believe we're going to be covering Maestros of the Game instead. We do have a French tournament that is going to be ongoing, and we are going to be covering that on our channel. When it comes to these playoff matches, we will be going over them over the rest of the week, next week, during the week itself, via replays. So we will have a replay cast of the quarterfinals, the semis, and the grand finals thereafter. We'll be there with all those replays, as these are best of 5s, best of 7s, and best of 9s. Oh boy, it's a lot of StarCraft, a lot of matches. So look forward to it. Do look forward to it. Again, when it comes to live coverage, I believe Enki should be casting it live, potentially. Depends on whether he's casting Masters of the Game as well, but I believe Enki should be covering this live in Spanish, and I believe like ReBellioN and the STC should be casting this in Korean as well. Potentially Indy casting this in Polish, potentially. And maybe some Russian coverage. I think Steadfast has been casting some English as well. Yeah, with that, you can check it out. You can check it out over the weekend, or you can watch it here on the channel next week. And watch it next week. Otherwise, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. Again, it's always a lot of fun seeing StarCraft Evolution and seeing this kind of like different form of StarCraft 2 for sure. As I mentioned before, now is the best time for SE Evo because we're in the off season, right? Right now we're in the off season. This is when players can now focus on other kind of games, right? They can now focus, like right now is the time for team games, for 2v2, for 3v3, for, I'm talking about like Euthermal's 2v2 circuit, I'm referring to StarCraft Evolution, I'm referring to the patches, patch tournaments, right? It's like the Green Earths patch tournaments. Right now is a time to kind of play around with like these other versions of the game where players are less committed, less serious about focusing on purely regular 1v1 SE2 and focusing on the Esports World Cup circuit as the off-season is now upon us. So yeah, now is the time for this sort of thing. That's a lot of good fun. A lot of good fun. So, like, where are the Brood War players playing Evo? From my understanding, I don't think there's much interest in that sort of thing. I think the best we have is DeWalt, right? I think DeWalt was playing a little bit of StarCraft Evolution, and he started playing SE2. Tasia as well. Tasia started competing in SE2 as well. So it's really cool to see that crossover of Evo players starting to play more StarCraft 2. So that's slowly been happening. But I think that's it. It's one of those things where there's enough. I guess it's similar to what's happening in SE2, right? Where a lot of these players, like Creator, Rogue, Cure, hold on, I'll do it here. So in this list, Cure, Rogue, and Creator, and even Classic as well, the players that I just listed, a lot of them were not playing in StarCraft Evolution for the majority of this year. Because of what? Because of the Esports World Cup, the EWC Championship, so they have more reason to focus on SE2. From the side of Brood War, it's very similar, where I feel like a lot of the Korean players have less incentive to play SC Evo. A lot of the Brood War players have less incentive to play Evo because right now they're earning their living and they're focusing a lot of time on Brood War, right? It's like there's ASL, there's a lot of Brood War tournaments, there's a lot of show matches, there's streams as well. Like, they don't really have much of a reason to switch. Right now, there is a reason to switch and for these players to try StarCraft Evolution because of the off-season, right? Because of that off-season, like right now is the time for SE2 players to kind of spread their wings and dip their toes further into StarCraft Evolution. When it comes to Brood War, though, I'm unfamiliar with their off-season, right? I'm unfamiliar if they even have an off-season, just because a lot of them are streamers and content creators and they focus a lot of time on Brood War, right? So it's like kind of like less reason to branch out. Like, it's not just ASL. I should emphasize that a lot of the Brood War players don't make their money from ASL. They make their money from streaming. Like, almost every top Brood War player are also streamers over on the Korean side of things, and they make their money from streaming Brood War, from playing Brood War. Like, that's where they make most of their money, not ASL. So, like, their off-season, I don't even know if they have an off-season, is the problem, I feel. Like, they don't have much reason to stop playing Brood War, right? And to try something different. It's a bit of a different environment, I should say. It's a little bit different, but regardless, with that, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Sorry, we'll see you guys later tonight. Later on tonight, we do have. Let's have a look here. We do have Little League Cup. As you can see here, Friday evening, we just wrapped up with our Friday morning broadcast. Friday evening is going to be Little League Cup. Tomorrow we have a Code for Giants Cup. I believe that we might be removing that for a viewer replay cast. I think that's going to be the case. We also have Masters of the Game, likewise Saturday and Sunday evening as well. So plenty of content over the weekend. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCats, plenty on the horizon. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. And we will see you guys tonight for Little League Cup. That's going to be at 9 p.m. AST. That's going to be in 8 hours. Sorry, 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours time, we'll be live with some more StarCraft. See you then. I'm going to go get some breakfast. But see you then. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi. Ciao. Hasta luego.